right. We are about to go live. Okay, y'all ready?
Yeah, it says we're live,
Yes,
so
sir.
I know, yeah. But we still got the little splash screen up. That's what I'm saying. Y'all ready?
oh, y'all
Indeed.
All
ready for
right.
this?
All right. Welcome everyone to the Wasted with Wise podcast, episode 23. Whip it good.
Okay, if I was you, I'd stop looking up because you don't want to be looking up Wise Old Gamer's shirt. You really don't want to see that.
I have a second monitor up there. That's the problem.
Yeah, I got a monitor here. It's got like this
Uh-huh.
big thing. So, anyways, we have a packed show tonight, and as always, Loke and Cozy are going to be in after the pre-show of this show. I like to say that. I jokingly say that, but yeah, it pisses him off. And hey, you know what? That's all I need. That's all the motivation I need. So anyhow, let me go ahead and get started with my panelist. As always, next to me is Cerebral Paul. Boss man, how was your week and how's everything going in the first part of the new year?
Look, I may be next to you, but stop trying to touch me. It just freaks me out. Okay?
Well, you've not been touched in months now, so I'm trying to make you not, feel lonely or anything.
Yeah.
So
I've been doing okay. I've just been doing all right.
Did you ever
Now,
finish
playing
that
it
bottle I
now.
sent you?
The second one, no, not yet. I still have it here.
No, okay. You don't.
Yeah.
Is it like all right? What I was gonna ask you was like, do you need another bottle of that other one, the Fireball?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Fireball would be awesome. Yeah, this is
Oh.
good too, but this is more of a sipping whiskey than Fireball. Fireball
Okay.
is more of a chugging whiskey.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. Do you want to? Do you want to try? Do you want to do Fireball or do you want to do Goldschlager or what?
No, Fireball's good.
Fireball's good. Fireball's good.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
And then I've been
Essentially,
doing
that's
like,
the
well,
same
you asked me what else I've been doing. So I binged the entire first season of the show Ted on Peacock, and so if you're a fan of Seth MacFarlane, you probably will enjoy Ted. Even if you weren't a big fan of the movies, the show is much better than the movies. Yeah.
Oh, there's a show now?
Yeah.
Is it the same voice actor? Is it still what's that guy's name from Family Guy?
Well, Seth MacFarlane, he's the creator, the writer. Yeah, it's
he's the
him.
creator.
Oh, good. That would have been some fucked up shit if they would have released it without
Yep.
his voice.
And then it's got his pilot from the space show that he did that I can never remember.
Oh, yeah, the ginger guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orville.
So it's got him as the father in the show. So yeah, it's fun. It's enjoyable. So if you have Peacock or NBC, check it out.
I fucking love the Orville. The Orville was like a better Star Trek than
Yeah.
in years.
Yep. And the Orville, they officially have said, he said, the Orville has not been canceled. He's just got so much stuff going on, so he could still bring it back at some point.
Well, it's probably
That'd
delayed
be
because
awesome.
of that whole writer's block and that
The role of the writer's strike, but
Right.
yeah, if he brings it back, he's gonna have to make he's gonna lose some actors. We know that, so he's gonna have to make up for the loss in to keep continuity. To say, well, this person's here, this person went here, whatever. But it's not officially dead yet, so that's a good thing for those of us who really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Oh, cool. What games have you been playing this week?
Dicey Dungeons. I've been really kicking it. I really haven't been playing a whole lot. I just
Okay,
been.
you're gonna have to elaborate on that one. I don't know anything.
It's
about
a
Dungeons.
chill game. It's a chill game where you battle by rolling dice and getting certain things done. And I mean, it's just it's a Game Pass game. Game
Oh.
Pass.
Oh, it's a
Because
Game
I really
Pass
haven't
game.
been I haven't been really in the mood to do much anything else. So that's been getting a lot of my attention. So
Well, that's good. That's good. All right, let me move on next to let's see, Supernova. What's up, man? How's the first week of the new year going for you? And what
I'll be
you
right
been
back.
doing? Okay, no problem. What you been doing and what you been playing?
It's been good, man. It's just been going. I guess nothing crazy been happening. I haven't really been playing much. I played that Prince of Persia demo.
Mhm.
That shit's actually pretty good. I didn't get the deluxe edition, so I'm waiting till the 17th, like a peasant, to play the game. But from what I've played in the demo, it seems like it's going to be a really, really good game.
Yeah, I actually played it and I got something to say about that. And I think it's good because, again, it ain't trying to be everything for everybody. It is a Metroidvania at its heart and unapologetically so. So I think that this is a direction that a lot of these developers need to look at. You know, like the old established. Well, we'll talk about it later when we get to the topic. But yeah. So, anything else besides the Prince of Persia demo? Because that didn't last that long, did it? About a couple of hours, right?
No, it was short. I'm just waiting on that to drop. I haven't really been playing anything else. I had downloaded the finals because I was thinking about checking that out, and I just wasn't in the fucking gaming mood. My nerve pain was pissing me off. I didn't feel like playing shit. So, just the demo for Prince of Persia, but I'll be getting down on that when it launches on the 17th.
Well, you know, when you play the finals, it's one of those games. Well, it's a multiplayer, it's an open shooter, and it's
Yeah.
really, really fast paced. So if you're not like in the mood, if you're not in the mindset, okay, I'm going to be running around here like a fucking frantic maniac, like a dog with his nuts cut off, then yeah, you may not want to do it. So, but anyhow, anything good you've been watching? Any movies? Anything that you came across? Books, etc.
Second season of Reacher. I'm still working on that. Well, it's only an episode a week, but so far that's pretty good. That show is pretty damn good, Reacher. So, just the second season of that. I fucking binge watched Echo. What a steaming pile of shit that was. Holy fuck. And I think that was really it for right now.
Oh, okay, cool. I actually watched this movie on Netflix. It's actually produced by Barack and Michelle Obama. It's about these people who go out to like this rich Hamptons type area, out secluded from the city, from New York, and then while they're there, like the rest of civilization gets cyber attacked and basically collapses. And it's really good. It's got a pretty good cast. It's got Kevin Bacon. It's got Julia Roberts. Pretty darn good. Me and my wife were watching it, so yeah. If anyone needs something to watch. All right, let me move on to the next person. Triple Combo, what's up, boss? How's the first week of the New Year's treating you, and what you've been playing?
You can guess what I've been playing a lot of Destiny. Trying to get exotics from their dungeon that they have available. If anyone's familiar with dungeons, and currently they have a raid active on the weekly rotation, so you can farm it. So I'm just farming for exotics and not getting anything at all. So crying a little inside. First early weeks of the new year, it's aight. Can't complain too much. So I got some bonus from work, so I'm happy about that.
That's good. Anything else? Like any movies or anything, any books or any magazines?
Let's see. Been reading, if anyone's familiar with manga, anime, whatever, started reading Jujutsu Kaisen, if anyone's familiar with that. There's this Netflix show called Hilda. It's a cartoon show that had a new season drop, so I've been watching that. So yeah, that's about it. Just anime and cartoons and manga. Yeah.
Cool. All right, next, Mr. Bushido and Seven, my man. Tell me, how has the first week of the New Year's been treating you, and what you've been doing, and what you've been playing?
I haven't been feeling too hot lately, so I haven't been really playing too much except for Lies of P still again. And I've been playing some Star Ocean, or was it Sea Stars? There you go. Which is a fantastic game. That's a really great game.
Doesn't that scratch the Chrono Trigger's itch? Like,
yeah, it's exactly like that. Yeah, it's a fantastic game. I've been doing the same thing as Triple, even though Triple's copying after me, because I was going to say that first. But I've been watching Netflix. Was it Blue Eye Samurai? I binged that thing in one freaking night. Like, I didn't go to bed. I just straight binged it. That series is freaking fantastic. I couldn't believe how good it was. It was really, really, really stupid good. Then I watched Song of Bandits. I like a lot of the Korean shows that Netflix has, and that was another good one. It's not grounded in reality, but it's a lot of action. It's like a John Wick type Western type bandit type thing. I like it though. I think it's really good though. And
K-drama? Are you into K-pop? Or I mean, not K-pop, but K-drama. And
we'll keep that on private Discords and other places of such.
I've been thinking about delving into the world of K-pop just to see what the craze is.
Listen. I'm gonna just say it to you this way. I thought the same thing a while ago, and if this is something that you don't want to admit out loud, I wouldn't do it.
I don't want to know about the K-pop posters you got on your bedroom wall, dude.
I
That's
ain't got
okay.
that.
Oh, I ain't go that far yet. The music is super stinking catchy, man. It's ridiculous, man. I can see why it becomes a worldwide phenomenon and things like that. But yeah, that's really been about it. I've been just watching Netflix. I watched the John Wick series all over again. Solidified 3 is my favorite. I still don't know what my next one is. I don't know if it's 4 or 2 or 1, but yeah, 3 is definitely my favorite though. But that's about it.
Yeah. Well, you know, K-pop is doing something when you have to remove that poster from Megan Thee Stallion and put the K-pop bands up there.
Yeah.
For you. So
They can go next to each other. Why can't they coexist?
No, I'm kind of surprised your better half allows you to still keep up that poster with that Megan Thee Stallion dressed the way she is. You know.
Hey, why you keep putting my business out on Front Street like that? I don't appreciate that. And you got company here too. Man, that's messed up.
We all know.
Like, listen, I let you have the Megan Thee Stallion poster. I let you have one each. You taking down that black pink poster.
She's like either one. Which one? She's like, you got to pick one. What are the two? Which one is it?
Well, Asante, you don't know about this, but there's a reason Bushido only comes on the evening podcast, not on the daytime podcast. You know why that is, right?
Why is that?
Because the freaks come out at night. That's why. So yeah,
it's a good song.
You.
That was a long way to go.
Definitely
for that.
one of my favorite cuts, though.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
shit
our
joke, but a good
guest-
song.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get a sound clip, but I can't find a good edit for it yet. So anyhow, but
I'll get you one.
Yeah, I need.
I'm about to say Triple might have one. Triple has everything.
I want that, and
What?
and there's this other song. I mean, the 80s guys probably know this, right? There was this song. So we have this radio station that plays old 80s music, both R&B, pop. I like all of it, right? And we were driving. I was dropping my kid to school one morning, and guess of all things, what they started playing at like 7:00 in the morning.
I guess the Freeze come out at night.
No, not Freaks Come Out at Night. There was this
Poison?
group. There was this group called Midnight Star from ages ago. I don't know if anyone remembers them.
Yeah, I definitely remember them.
Yeah, there was this song they had called Freakazoid. You know, that started the whole.
Yo, that was the jam.
Oh,
I'll be
shit.
your freakazoid. Yeah, that was the joint.
Yeah, man. I started dancing to it. My son is.
Okay, why you acting like you don't know that song? You the same age bracket as me.
Oh, I know the song. Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
Like, you see the gray in your goddamn beard, sir.
That's right.
Dude, I started going ahead and doing the robot and popping and locking and everything, and my son is like, "Dad, just stop.
Just
You're
stop
going to
it.
put
Yeah.
out
Oh,
hell
yeah.
or something."
Yeah, he was like, let me off at the corner.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. And speaking of our guest tonight, Kay Asante, my man, how are you doing tonight? What are you playing? What have you been doing? And what are you drinking? That's the most important.
Actually, I'm not drinking anything yet. And now you said that, I gotta go pour something. Excuse me, I'll be back. I'm happy to be here. First of all, thank you for having me. What I've been doing? Let me see. 2024 has been interesting for me. Interesting start to the year. I've been working from home for 13 years, and then out of nowhere they went, it's time to go into the office. So 2023 started with me driving into the office 3 times out of the
Are you
week.
working for
So I'm
Elon
just like,
Musk? Are you working?
No, I'm not working for Elon Musk, but it did justify a frivolous purchase. I understand. It is what it is. Yes, but no. Like I've been trying to wrangle my backlog as much as I can. Those who watch some of the shows I do know that I'm big into the handhelds and things. So I always have some game going. So I'm just trying to pluck away at the backlog. Try to make sure I can get to the next one, because my backlog is becoming murderous. This too much. So, but what's happening to me, oddly enough, is I'm what you'd call a grazer. Shout out to Pong Soul, he coined that term. So I have maybe 5-6 games in rotation at any given time, and then I have palate cleansers in between. My palate cleansers tend to be very indie games, something you can pick up and play real quick, put it down to kind of give you a palate cleanser. Because I'm many days into Starfield, and I suspect I'll continue down that path. I know people who are 50 plus days into that game. and they still keep finding new things. So like I'm still on that grind, but then I start playing palette cleansers and they take me away. The recent one that took me away, which I'm super excited I'm still playing, is, I don't know if you've heard of it, Cookie Cutter.
I heard of it. I've just not had a chance to get my hands on it.
It recently released. I think it released everywhere. It's on consoles, and I happen to get my hands on it on the on a handheld Windows handheld machine. I've been playing through Steam, and it's really good. Like it's old school good. You know, it's Mega Man good. You know, like you'll beat your head against the wall for a couple of hours, sometimes days. In my case, a week.
Nintendo hard.
Yes, but it's really fun. Like, and it's really inventive, and it's like if they took what do you call it? Remember Heavy Metal, the TV show? Mm-hmm. If they took, well, even the movie, I should say, if they took it, now there he goes. He follows me wherever I go. Mr. Joanna Dark. There he goes. It's fantastic. Yeah.
He used to say hello to me too, but he hadn't said hello to me in a long time. You know, he's just rude that way, you know.
He's rude. If they took like Heavy Metal and they gave it like a PG-13 edge, so the boobs ain't hanging out, but you see the cleavage kind of a thing. Well, I would say it straddles the line, but then it goes over the line from time to time. It is a very interesting game in style. I'll just say, okay, so some people don't want to be spoiled. Do you want to be spoiled even the smallest bit on this? Because I think you need to understand the full aspects of this game. And full disclosure, I since playing this game and loving this game, I have scored an interview with the developer. So I'm super excited to talk to him. Yes. So
congratulations.
It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
But yeah, you can go ahead and spoil because nobody watches the show anyway. So go ahead.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
But this is technically not a spoiler. It's technically not a spoiler because it's literally the first few minutes of the game, and I think this audience especially would appreciate it. So you're a robot. The game basically Metroidvania, and I'm a big Metroidvania guy. You start off as a android robot whose maker has been kidnapped, and you have to go beat up a bunch of things to go get them. Crazy monsters. You're traversing almost cyberpunk-like world. Side scroller, very, very hard combat, and it's very blue in its way, like brutal. Like it's got almost manga like animation when she moves. Like when you teleport, you can see her turn naked, and then you see her bones like she's a Terminator, and then she disappears, and then stuff like that they do. You have to play Cookie Cutter. Yeah. It's really good. But here's the deal. So once the beginning of the game, you're beaten into an inch of your life, and they rebuild you, right? And you're a robot, and as it's a Metroidvania, you get more powers as you go along. You have a companion AI called Regina, and every time Regina speaks, there's a blinking light. And let's just say your robot's wearing a skirt, and you see Regina, and she's talking to you, and she's your AI companion, and she's like, yeah. So I'll leave you to figure the rest of that out.
Is she located
it's that kind of, wow. It's like, that's the kind of game it is, but it's like, I swear the combat is insanely good. Like, so good. Like, I'm not the kind of guy that bangs my head against the wall on hard games like that. I hear many people who've played Lies of P multiple times. I'm just like, good on you. I eventually bowed out. I wasn't in the mood for that at that time, right? But
I'm this game fourth right now, so
there you go. There you go. But this game, it took me a week to beat one boss, and I stuck at it because every time you fail, it was you who failed.
Right,
it's really good. Like, it's really, really good. You got to play it. And
sounds
it's really
familiar. I'm going to write that one down.
Well, you might have heard. You might have heard from this developer because he threw some slander at Starfield, I think, on Twitter when he was trying to promote his game. So Xbox people went, "Oh, who's this dude? I'm not going to talk about his game anymore." That may be why you might have.
That's probably it.
But yes.
Now I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what his opinion is. I want to try this.
But his game is amazing. His game is amazing.
Yo, what the fuck have you made?
I love Metroidvania games. Right. I love Metroidvania games. That's cool.
There was a game I watch Dustin Liguri's videos on occasion. There is a game he was talking about. There is a Metroidvania. I forgot the name. I got to go do my research again. You play as this motorcycle guy, and it's like you're riding a motorcycle, but it's a Metroidvania. And for the life of me, I cannot remember the name. He showed it on his video, and it would look really.
You got to post that inside the group chat then, because that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it was like a unique take on the Metroidvania genre, right? Like normally with Metroidvania, you go up, down, left, right. This is like you're riding a motorcycle, so it's
not necessarily
the whole
like
game
the
gameplay is on motorcycle riding.
Yes, and it's a Metroidvania. So wow,
interesting.
That's interesting.
I mean, I got to do my research. Destin was talking about it, and it is an indie game, but oh my god, it looks so good.
Was it on his channel? Because I watch his videos. I don't remember seeing it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I missed stuff too, but I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah, it's on his channel. It's not on the video. Is not strictly about that game. It was another video, and he mentioned.
Gotcha. Okay.
Leica.
And I have found it. Yes, it is Leica Age Through Blood.
There you go. Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
And it looks cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I've not had a chance to play it. I don't know anything about it, but the premise is intriguing, if you will. You know, the premise.
He's doing stunts on bikes and stuff. That's not bad, man. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that game, that indie game, and the next one I'm also looking forward to. And guys, I sent you a DM on this. What was that one? Was it the one that looked like Mickey Mouse?
Stellar Yams.
What was it?
Stellar Yams. I mean, Stellar Blade.
Mouse.
I'm sorry. That was just the.
I swear, people are gonna forget the name of that game.
What was it called before
Making me want turkey
or some shit like that.
That game looks awesome, though. What game you talking about?
Stellar Blade looks fucking dope.
No, I sent you guys.
She wants to hang the booty out. Let her hang the booty out.
Now, this one looked
I'm not mad at that either.
This looked like Steamboat Willie, a first-person shooter.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
That's because the what do you call it, the copyright for Steamboat Willie area of Mickey Mouse has now gone public where everyone can use it. That's why, like, the second it went public, they had like 2 games announced, a movie, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
It has to be specifically the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. And there's this first-person shooter in that Rift. And I like first-person shooters that are artistically designed.
Yeah, I thought that looked dope too, yeah.
Like, remember 13 back in the day? I love that. That was like the first. To be honest with you.
Yeah, man, they did that dirty when they remade that shit. They fucked it up.
Yeah.
It was so stylish and cool, the original, and they fucked that up with the remake.
Oh yeah,
based on a TV show.
Yeah. Mr. Joanna Dark came in a clinch. It's called Mouse. So yeah, no.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that game looks crazy. I mean, I love artistically designed games.
How did we forget that?
Damn,
Jesus Christ.
Ram JD. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so this is. I don't know what your personal belief on religion or any of that stuff is, and nor am I here to tell you this, but I believe that there's like a predetermined destiny here. I've been trying to get Kay Sante on this podcast for the longest time, and it's been about a month or so. We've been going back and forth. Schedules have not been working out and everything, but it's interesting that he's coming on now, and he has a proficiency towards handhelds, because we're actually going to be talking. One of our topics this evening is about handhelds and Nintendo's answer to that. So we have an expert on the topic.
Serendipitous. There you go.
Yes. So there you go. There's your 1 point towards the whole life is predetermined situation.
Those handhelds are becoming really, really big now, and they're not cheap either. But people are really diving into them really deeply. Like, I've been watching videos on, because I'm looking to get one, and every time I turn around, there's going to be another one. It's going to be another one, and then there's this one that does this and does that. And it's like, man, like, how long do I wait, or what should I do?
Come talk to me, brother. We'll talk about it. I got you back, man. We got you.
We'll do that. We'll do that.
And don't listen to Mr. Joanna Dark.
The popularity of the Switch and all the reasons the Switch is popular, but it plays everything.
The switch is
Ah,
good,
yeah,
huh?
with that.
All right.
Yes. He caps for what is known as the abacus. You know.
Ah, there you go.
Well, the abacus
The
and the
abacus?
slide rule, they still work to this day, even when they're
They still work, indeed. Indeed,
Yeah, they
do.
still work.
Indeed,
Nobody
they
just
do.
knows how to work them.
The problem is those Alabama kids. They think those things are chiclets. They keep trying to eat them.
Those don't get me started with those Alabama kids. Trust
They
me.
just use the abacus to keep score while they're shooting pool.
Now, actually, I'm also in the market for one as well because my son took my OG Steam Deck. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm looking to buy one, but I'm waiting to see what Nintendo's offering is before I plunge into whether getting the MSI Claw or the ROG Ally or anything like that. So I'm just waiting, just waiting to see what they're going to release.
So on top of having to make the chicky nuggies, they also stole your fucking Steam Deck.
They basically whatever is mine is theirs, and whatever is
Oh,
theirs
yeah.
is
Those
just
little
theirs.
bastards.
They're like
Run your
vultures.
own,
They're
dude.
vultures.
All I'm
Jesus
gonna say-
Christ, order.
All I'm gonna say at this point, Wize, is for that kind of stuff, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Okay.
Dude, check this out. This past week, right? Everyone on this panel, okay, Sonny, you don't know this, but I don't eat breakfast and lunch because I'm on that intermittent fasting thing that everyone's on, right? And that's one of the main reasons I actually lost as much weight as I did.
He says everybody like it's everybody. That's you, sir.
Well, I'm on that.
That's a good look, man.
I don't eat breakfast and lunch. So I still love my goat breakfast is sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember back when I was stoned in high school, and that was my go-to when the munchies kicked in. But so I needed to buy one, and so I went and I bought some, and I said, okay, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna keep it in the fridge, and then later on that night,
Keep it in the fridge.
Well,
That's what I was thinking.
You're gonna buy it in the morning, right? And you're not gonna eat it till the
And you
evening.
need
so where do you keep
until
it?
dinner. Yes.
The fuck I'm not, dude. I'm eating that shit in the car.
I'll eat that immediately.
Well,
It's coming to the next red light, my friend.
It's
Are you
not gonna
kidding
make it
me?
home.
I'll eat the wrapper too.
Yeah, it's not gonna make it home, bro.
part of the problem is McDonald's does those limited breakfast hours shit. So
yeah.
Not anymore, dude.
No,
It hasn't
they-
been like that for
They
years.
No,
For a while
yeah,
now.
they do. Yeah, they do.
I mean, I guess depending on where you are, they do that. But
I
mine,
guess
you
it's
can get
franchise
24.
dependent, right? Like whoever owns the franchise, they have the
Yeah, I
option of
guess,
doing
I
all day
guess,
versus-
or your whatever region you're in. I guess the McGriddle was my bad boy. I used to love the
Yeah,
McGriddle.
dude, the McGriddle's so good. 'Cause it's like a sausage egg muffin, but with
On a
maple
pancake- on a
syrup
spoon
fucking
pancake.
embedded in that bitch.
Yes.
Oh, man.
My arteries are hardening just listening to you, gentlemen, right now. Let's go.
Exactly.
I can. The doctor said, "Look, if you want it," I told him, "Look, I'm not going to sit here and count no fucking carbs, count this. Look, I count all day long. I'm a math teacher, so fuck it. I'm not counting anymore, okay?" And he's like, "Well, if you want to eat whatever the hell you want to eat, you just eat one meal." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. So that one meal, I can eat whatever I want." He's like, "Yeah, you sure as heck can." And so guess what? That's exactly what I do. So at night, my diet
So
is
it's your cheat meal.
Yeah, well, it's the only meal, so yeah, might as well be a fucking cheat meal for all I care.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Good.
So yeah, but anyhow, I bought this with the intentions of eating it at night. I go open the fridge, gone. All four gone.
Bro,
I
dude,
bought
They are
four
Wait, you
with
didn't
the
say you had
idea.
four of them.
Ass,
I
sir.
bought
There
four
would be
with the-
footprints imprinted on asses, my friend.
But I bought four. One for the wife, because heaven forbid if I buy one and she sees it and she eats it and I complain.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
And one for each kid. So that's four, including me.
Nah, the kid's gonna have to struggle for. Well, how old are your kids? You talking about like?
No, his kids are old enough. They should be dealing with themselves. He spoils these little.
I'm about to say, because this
okay?
kid's usually like to him,
Yeah.
kids are 23, 25. You know, to me, they gonna have to struggle. Like if you didn't get it from work, hey man.
He says,
Nope, take
kids,
it
you
from a
forget to-
guy-
you leave out the part where they're both dentists and fucking. They're full-grown with jobs.
I have a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old, and I agree that these
Whoa.
children are vultures. They're vultures. They pick your bones while
I
you're not
couldn't
even done
live
yet.
at this age having a 4-year-old and a
I,
7-year-old.
as a child, wouldn't dream of eating something in the fridge I knew long time either my father or my mother.
Facts.
Because they said,
Me
"Listen, that
either.
is mine. Don't eat it." And I ate it, they would fuck me up. They told me specifically, "Do not eat that. That is not for you." We have shit over there. That's for you.
Well,
That shit's
see,
for
from-
me.
yeah.
Do not touch it.
Now it's different with my grandkids. My grandkids are about that age, and yeah, they will eat my stuff. Yeah, they will eat my stuff. So
See the difference is
Yeah.
Chaos Dante?
Yeah.
See, he's one of his kids I know is 14 years old. He acts like your 4-year-old. The 14-year-old is about as independent as you.
That's probably and then don't forget, he also has a mental acuity probably of that as well. So let's not go into that.
All right, listen. All right, now you're hitting us with that shit late. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'll pull that.
I'm not going to feel bad about it. No, I'm not going to feel bad about it.
No, I mean it's just that the problem.
Raise your
Paul's like, I got my own fucking issues. Fuck your kid.
raise your kid right. You know.
Well, I'm gonna send him down your way, Paul, and let's see what happens with him. Let's see who changes, you or him. I guarantee you, you're gonna.
I guarantee you it'll be him.
He's gonna come
Remember,
back.
Listen, you're gonna expect someone who's not
I think you'd be all right.
give a shit about your child.
No, remember, I worked in schools for 20 years myself. Trust me, it'll be him that changes, or he'll starve to death, or he'll starve to death. Or he'll starve to death.
Is that what got you in a wheelchair working at the school district that long? Or
no, that's got
he pissed off a Pryor's 14-year-old. That's why he ended up in
No, I went in this way.
Like, you see this, son? This is called a Pop-Tart. Press that button and breakfast served. Get the fuck out of my face.
Oh my God! Don't give me serve Pop-Tart. Pop-Tarts are snacks to me. They're not breakfast though.
Put it in the Xbox toaster. Wait till the Xbox logo shows.
Right.
Good.
Xbox
But I
toaster.
don't like Xbox. I don't give a fuck. So, yeah.
Right.
All right, we'll be jumping off on now.
Before I make that walk to school. But it's
We'll be jumping off on today, Wize, because you're gonna stay off. You're gonna stay off the beaten path if nobody doesn't wrangle you over. So where we going on first?
Okay, so let's go ahead and go into some of the general topics before we get into the main topics. I want to talk about the Prince of Persia reviews previews were released. Grand Blue Fantasy was also dropped as a demo, and I wanted to also talk about a couple of other things. Prince of Persia. I played the demo. I know, Super, you said you played the demo, and
yes, sir.
Everyone who has played this demo, the previews have been really positive, and the review scores have been 4 out of 5 or higher, and a majority have been higher. Now, my philosophy behind this, or my theory behind this, is this, or more like a hypothesis. Look at Baldur's Gate 3, right? It was an unequivocal success, and both commercially and critically. And as I was saying, Baldur's Gate 3 didn't try to be everything to everybody. It was just trying to be the best damn isometric D&D-esque RPG that you can get. And guess what? They nailed it in spades. Then you have a game like this, Prince of Persia, which is trying to be the best or a darn good Metroidvania, and nothing more than that, and they've achieved it. So my philosophy or my theory is that I think that while the AAA space is good, but the AAA space is now, I feel, sort of devolving itself into a situation where the games, the character might be different, the world might be different, but the gameplay loop is all the same. You're over the shoulder, you got this character, he's running or she's running around in a third person world environment, either open world or open zone, and you're doing side quests, you got some RPG elements, and that's the thing. And it's trying to be a little bit of everything to everybody. And I think that, as the old saying says, a jack of all trades is a master of none. And so I feel that these games, I think the developers need to be more focused on this stuff. That, hey, maybe we should not try to do everything and try to focus on one thing and be really good at it. And that's what I'm saying. So,
but that's usually Ubisoft's problem, though. That's
but at the same time, though, this IP specifically benefited greatly from the fact that, on top of being, kind of a Metroidvania, it's also a kind of return OG Prince of Persia scrolling more time.
Super, you're cutting again.
Sound like somebody didn't keep an internet.
Yeah.
It's like your mic connection is loose, dude, because it's on connecting and disconnecting.
It sounds like you're talking to Morse code.
Okay, anyone else play the demo? Had a chance to play the demo or look at the reviews?
I didn't even know it was out yet because I want to check it out for the accessibility stuff. I've heard they They've got a good accessibility suite, but I got to see how it affects my ability to play it before I can.
Real quick, I played it. It was really, really fun. Like I said, I love Metroidvania games anyway. We got to remember one thing too. AAA and AA is all about the budget. It's not about the art style, and that's just a different art style. And this game costs more than 60 mil. But I do like this direction. I was worried because Ubisoft is sometimes like they can nail execution on a game, or they could, like you said, they'll try too many things and they'll miss the mark because of that. But this one seemed like it's going in the right direction. I like a lot of the aspects of the game. So, that's really all I can say about a demo. But I like it, though, especially since it's a Metroidvania type game.
Yeah, I will say that my fear will be that it kind of does what Ubisoft does. And yeah, the demo's tight. The demo does what it's supposed to do. But then you're going to get the whole game and all of a sudden it turns into fucking Assassin's Creed where you've got 3,000 fetch it questions.
Just go Inferno.
Yeah.
So I will say something. So I have not played the demo. I've been highly anticipating it. I am like a huge fan of Prince of Persia, so much so that I kind of look at it. I kind of look at Assassin's Creed the way that somebody who loves Titanfall looks at Apex Legends. You know what I mean? Like, I hate you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they kind of stole Prince of Persia's thunder and basically took everything Prince of Persia was, right?
Yeah.
But, so I'm excited that this is actually coming back to the way it was. I actually didn't like the one in between that didn't do well, and that's what caused them to kill it. You know, the artsy one with the girl. This was a long time ago.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The most recent
I think
one that came out before this one. Yeah, the most recent.
Yeah, the most recent one before. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ubisoft had during the summer sale. They had like a
that
Ubisoft
remake / reimagining of the first game.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. It was no good. Yeah, they recently had a summer sale on Steam, and they had the whole Prince of Persia collection for like $7. So I've been playing through them all. Actually, pretty recently, playing through them all again. So yeah, I am like super excited. I like the swagger of the character, the way they're portraying them. You know, they're doing different things. I appreciate it. I actually can't wait to play it. My plan, because I wanted to play Avatar as well, and I haven't gotten a chance to it. I didn't want to buy it, so my plan was to wait till they were both there, because I know people say Avatar is not worth the purchase. I'll just subscribe to UB Plus for a month and play them both. So
yep, that's my plan too.
Speaking of Avatar, we have somebody on the panel who's an expert at Avatar, okay? So, Super, you were saying before you started, your mic started going weird. So, what were you going to say?
Is it sounding better now?
Yeah, it sounds better now.
Okay, yeah. It's because I didn't have my mic fucking plugged in, so it was just the mic on my earbuds. First of all, the Avatar game, do yourself a favor, do not fucking play that piece of shit. I yeeted that shit off my SSD on my PS5. I tried, and I kept, Wize knows, and so does Paul and other people. I tried coming back to it because I was like, I paid for the game. Let me get my money's worth. And I got to the point where I was like, you know what, fuck it, just ejecto Cedo cuz off the PS5. Anyway, so what I was saying about Prince of Persia, because the point you were trying to make, Wize, was that you think that more devs should kind of look towards Prince of Persia, and instead of being these big bloated AAA games, kind of reduce their budgets down to a AA and be a little more streamlined like that. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm just saying that with Prince of Persia specifically, it really did benefit from the fact that the OG original Prince of Persia game is that type of side-scrolling platformer that it makes sense for this game to go back to that style. I'm sure they looked at Metroid Dread and they were like, yo, we can absolutely 100% do that, especially considering the fact that they're the developer of Rayman, which they're very familiar with that type of side-scrolling Metroidvania style of gaming. So I think this is a very unique situation where it works with this IP specifically. I don't know that every IP is something you could reduce down to a AA type of game or a smaller type of game and have it have the same impact. That being said, like I said, I'm not saying that you're wrong, because overall, I think it's bad for the industry that games are ballooning to these massive, massive budgets to where if the game doesn't hit, fuck it, that studio's done. Like we shouldn't be at a place where one miss causes an entire development house to have to be closed down.
Exactly. And I think it's just a lot easier for a developer to say, okay, well, this is our gameplay loop. We are making this type of game, whether it's a FPS or RTS or whatever, and just concentrate on that, as opposed to, oh my god, now we have to have loot boxes. Oh, we have to have skins. Now we have to have some RPG element. That I think that's just BS, So that's just my opinion, though. But anyways,
Yeah.
all right. Anybody else who played it? Anyone? Triple, did you get a chance to play it?
I haven't. I was actually looking around in the store on how to find a demo.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I can't find the demo. So
Yeah.
Is it on? Yeah. Was it under like a different search specifically on Xbox, or is it like a platform exclusive type of thing? Or
I
something?
don't know about Xbox, but on PlayStation, and I assume it works the same way. If you just go into the search bar and just type in Prince of Persia, see what options pop up, you should see the demo pop up.
not
And
for me.
on Xbox, there is if you go into the store at the bottom, there's only demos. There's a demo section.
Oh,
And they
that'll do
add
it.
every
Yeah,
demo
let me
there.
check that's
The
there.
latest
that'll
demo
be
will
it.
be at the top.
Is that a
The
new
best
thing
part
now?
about the demo, which I wish more devs would do, but obviously it takes additional time and resources, is that when you play the demo, everything you're playing in the demo is not the actual game. They've taken sections out of sequence and changed shit up. So you get to play the demo and you get a taste of the game, but when you play through the game, it will not be exactly what you play through the
So
demo.
it's actually
I
a demo,
appreciate that.
like a demo in the OG demo sense. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
like a vertical slice, but not the game.
Not the
So
not the
there's
actual
no
game. Interesting.
spoilers, and yeah, I really appreciate that.
Well, another demo that was released this week was this RPG called Grand Blue Fantasy Relinked. It's actually a PS
I got 5.
PlayStation exclusive. Yeah. Anyone have any interest in this?
I don't know what it is.
It's a JRPG.
I saw the trailer. At some point I may try it, but these days my
Grand
backlog is
Blue?
monstrous. Yeah, Grand Blue Fantasy. Yeah.
It's like Relink or something. Go ahead.
I think it's Relink. I know there's a demo out, and I was kind of hoping it would be on PC, but it's only on PS4 and PS5, so I had to download it on my PS4. So I'll check it out.
Cool. All right. What else was announced this week? Oh, just today only, Smite finally is getting a sequel. Smite 2's was announced today. There was a trailer released. Not interested in Smite. My good friend Titan Drago, of course, loves Smite. He was on.
I'm sure he wet himself when he saw that. Yeah.
Exactly. I sent him a DM.
Are MOBAs still a thing like that, or have they just gone back to the niche they used to be, or whatever? Like they used to have a coming out party, and they were like mainstream, and then it kind of like they shifted,
Well, I think
it's become niche again. That's what it feels like, and that is as big as it used to. But
to begin with, though.
no, they had
Okay.
a time. Yeah,
they had a
time.
moment, right?
Yeah, they had a
moment where
time.
everywhere you would turn, there was a new one, and it was big, and everyone was talking about it.
and like everyone was making like Valve made one like Dawn of the Ancients.
Dauntless or whatever, stuff like
exactly. There was a time,
It's
right?
just
Yeah.
with Fortnite, not everyone chasing that Fortnite money. For a while, everyone was chasing that World of Warcraft money, and no one was able to successfully make their own World of Warcraft and just fucking
that.
game.
Exactly. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that's another thing. It's like a lot of copycatting going on around here. Like, all of a sudden, oh, this thing is popular. Let's do it all the time. Oh, games as a service is popular. Let's do it all the time. So
Every
it's just-
industry is always monkey see, monkey do. If they look over there and say, "Oh, they're making money doing that," well, then we need to do the same thing so we can make money doing that. It's always the same anywhere you look.
Yep, it's not just a gaming thing. They all do it,
Yeah, I agree.
See, but this is why in gaming, it's great that the indie scene is so thriving, because there's where you get some interesting ideas. Even though I will say they have been doing a lot of Metroidvanias lately. There's a lot of Metroidvanias out there lately, but no, there's still, if you play in like the Steam waters, there's just a lot of everything. So there's still some choices,
Yeah, and that's what I actually like.
There's a lot of
about the indie scene.
creativity and unique ideas that come out of the indie scene. It's just that nobody plays those games, unfortunately. So.
Oh, I love those games, man. I'm always championing like a good indie game. Like even on Xbox, like on PlayStation, I seek out indies, because the AAAs, everybody's going to talk about it. You're all going to play it. You're going to play. I'm going to play. We're all going to play it, right? Talk about it. But in between them, you got to have some interesting little small, indie kind of game that might be something different that resets your thinking. Viewfinder last year, played that on PS3, PS5. Like, great game. I wish they released that game in VR. Like, you can take a picture, hold the
Was
picture
that
up, and then
the
walk
puzzle
through
game
it.
that was all based on your on your
Yes.
like actual view of the
Your
environment.
Instamatic.
Yeah,
That's
that
right.
one looked cool.
So amazing. Like that was my palette cleanser last year, and it's just it's a good game when the palette cleansers overshadow the big games. You start playing that for hours. Such an amazing game. So I always lean in the indie direction. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean,
If you ask me, the beginning of this generation was carried mostly by some really, really incredible indie games. I know Planet of Lana is one.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few of them that I
Death's
played.
Door.
Oh man, that's a great game.
Good one.
what was
That's
that
a
game
good
that was
one.
launched with the PS5 where you were like that little girl and you went around and you had these little? It was almost like a Pikmin version. What is that game?
Oh, Kenna,
talking
Bridge of Spirits.
Kenna, Bridge
Yeah,
Spirits.
that's it. Yeah, no, that was an indie
Ken
game
the
though.
Bridge of Spirits was an amazing game. I platinum
Yeah.
that shit. That's one of the best games I've played in
It's a great
generation.
game.
It's amazing.
I
It was
have
great.
a
Yeah.
terrible confession. I still got to beat it. I got it day one. I just
Well, you're not.
Hey,
you know
listen,
you're
Triple.
Not a
I
gamer,
bought.
so that's
It's
fine.
it's
That's
it's
okay.
I bought Watch
deceptively
Dogs
hard
Legion
game
day one
because
and never
visually
beat
when
it.
you look
So
at it looks like it's a children's game, but it is. It
Yeah.
is. Some of those boss fights.
It'll
are
kick your butt. Yeah. It'll
Oh,
kick your
yeah.
butt. And it didn't have great parrying. The parrying was
Sifu was a
so you had
fantastic
to really and yeah, Sifu is one of the best. Like one of
fantastic.
the best. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
bought it on both consoles. The game is fantastic.
Well,
It's
a game that just
it's a
came out
Donnie
just
Yen
recently.
simulator, bro. It's so good.
It really
That's
is.
a great
Nah,
one.
you're right.
That's a
You're
good-
100% right.
that's
I
a
like
good
that one.
for it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all Wing Chun fucking kung fu, man. It is.
Yeah,
seriously,
yeah.
It's all that
Mhm.
shit.
It's awesome. It is awesome. Yes.
Well, one that
Matter of
just
fact,
came
I only
out-
beat it on the Xbox though. It was. I thought it was a little too tough on PS5, but then when it came to Xbox, I got to really put the time in on it, and I finished the game. The game is really, really good. It does make you want to play it again because of the different types of endings you get because of what you do inside the game, like let somebody live. Now, I didn't know you could let them live. I was like, oh, you can? Huh. Okay. I mean, that's not what I want to do, but
adapted that
okay.
Combat into a more of an arcade style fighting game,
Mhm.
and less something that's so brutal. It would be.
We
immensely
need
successful.
Streets of Rage to come out looking like that. We need a new evolved Streets
That
of
would be
Rage game,
fantastic.
just like that. That's
That
what
would
we're
be
looking for
fantastic.
right now.
Exactly.
Bro,
Yeah.
I've
And
seen the
actually,
skins of
looking at
game
that
where they
Sega
put
trailer-
Blade over, it, and I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah, there you go.
It did
Yeah.
look. The Sega games
looking
look
at-
great.
Remember the Sega trailer? It kind of looks like they invoke a bit of that Sifu style, just a tiny bit. So maybe we're getting that soon enough.
Well,
That'd be awesome.
Famously, to be honest with you, Portal was technically an indie project.
Yes, it was.
You know,
Yes,
it
it
was
was.
an indie
One of the
project,
greatest
so, yeah.
indie projects. Yes, absolutely. Yes, I
That's
still play
another
it
one that needs to
all the
come
time.
back, man. Like, why
Mhm.
we
Valve is
stop
not
it
making
too?
any more
Everyone
games. You
loves
know
that game.
Stop-
Why do we
that
stop
shit.
it too?
You have. There's no fucking way. I mean, I think there's a better chance of Microsoft buying Sony before Valve releases Half-Life 3 or some shit like that.
Exactly.
That ain't-
Yeah.
They got too much time. They're too busy spending money and not having to do a damn thing about it. Why the hell should they release a game?
I mean, you never
Disney,
know, man.
haven't
took
they?
the time to
They made
give us
6
Half-Life
games they never
Alyx.
released. Yeah,
What?
they made 6 games that they didn't release because it wasn't up to their standards. In between the last time 6 games were made within
That's a
Valve that
massive
you'll never
waste
see
of
the
resources.
and then they released Half-Life Alyx because the only reason they released Half-Life Alyx is because which I have tech head, Valve Index, something to show it off, right? If they didn't have something to push like technology forward, they wouldn't have released that either. They don't care. They have too much money.
Well, but I think I kind of like that. I like the fact that if they don't think those games are going to be up to standard,
Yes.
that they go, yeah, this isn't worth it. Don't do this. This will make us
Right.
look bad. I have no.
And they
problem
don't
with that.
fire anybody. They
Yeah.
don't get rid of anybody. Those same people make
You
different
ain't
games.
kidding,
Oh,
that's
this one was
true.
good too. And then they get rid. They're just. It's insane what they do. Yeah.
But I mean, I would pay anything for another Portal. A Portal 3 would
Me too.
be just, oh my god. I mean, I just love every aspect.
And that's a
of the
game they
gameplay
could
loop.
easily put on every single existing platform without any issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just, it is what it is, though. But yeah, que sera. All right. So speaking of Monkey See, Monkey Do, we have a new hardware announced. Well, released this week. Was it released or announced?
Mm-hmm. Announced.
MSI Claw. Anyone want to go ahead and take this one?
I guess I will
fuck is it?
because that's exciting to me. I think it's cool that it's in the space. I don't know how techie you want me to get. I'm pretty deep in that space. Obviously, Steam Deck has made a big splash, and since then, others have joined the market. This market was fledgling far before Steam Deck jumped in. It's been pretty good for maybe I'd say like 5-6 years now, and now they're because of Steam Deck prices are coming to places where everyone can actually get in, and before then it was like $1,200-$1,300 to get into something. But needless to say, like they right now they all basically are the same machine. Like you guys were asking, they're all basically the same machine in different clothes, except for the claw, right?
Yeah.
That's why it's interesting. They are all AMD based. Yeah, this he and I talk all the time, so he loves to take pieces out of me. Stop it, you. Anyway, they are all AMD based SoCs, right? They're all the exact same SoC, basically the 7840U. They're either 16 gigs of RAM or 32 gigs of RAM, same storage. It's all the same, except, this one has this case, this one has that case. One has a better cooling solution, so maybe it keeps thermals lower while you're playing, things like that. I have this one, which is not really known. This is the AOK Zoe A1 Pro. It's like your non-retail version of the Legion Go.
I was looking at that one.
Doesn't disconnect. This was out before any of them were, right? So it's exciting because AMD they own this space right now, for better or worse, and I feel like they're not respecting the space that they own, because more people, more non PC people will get into gaming because of these handhelds, but they're not iterating fast enough. They're not working to push that forward fast enough. So it's awesome that they're putting Intel into the game, and let's see what they can do. Maybe they have different solutions. It's the first one to come out that actually looks like it could compete with the AMD chipset. So I even consider the AOK, what do you call it? Hold on. The ROG Ally. Same thing as all the others. It's the Z1 Extreme. It's basically the same 7840U where they've removed certain instructions and they call it the Z1 Extreme. It's all the same thing. So
what would you recommend for entry level?
It depends on, honestly, now it's more about ecosystem than it is about the hardware, since none of them are really differentiating. Like we'll see what the claw does. But I guess the question that I ask is, what is your priority? What is your main? Are you like an Xbox main? Do you play only on Xbox? Because that will speak to a different group than if you play on Xbox or someplace else, or what I'm saying?
Let's say you were leaning that direction then. Xbox.
If you were an Xbox main, it would be a Windows-based handheld. So either the Ally or the Legion Go, because it's the easiest way to basically turn it into your Xbox on the go, right? You can totally do that. And like you just can do that. You can do that with the others as well. They also have different pieces of software, but then it becomes how technical are you? You can install that kind of software on Linux-based hardware with Steam Deck, right? But you have to know your way around it. And if you're not in those waters, you don't want to play in that, you just want to pick up and play, and you're a Windows and you're Microsoft, like specifically Game Pass person, then I would say any Windows-based Legion Go or the Ally. Now, if you're a console person and are not an Xbox person and you are not tied to Game Pass where you get that benefit, I would say Steam Deck, because it has a better console-like experience than any of the others. Like it is a console for all intents and purposes that you can just kind of do extra stuff with. So I would go Steam Deck if you're not connected to Xbox specifically, but Windows-based if you are.
Okay, best option then, regardless of money.
That's a problem. Like there is no like hands down, this is the one,
Gotcha.
He'll say Steam Deck OLED, but Steam Deck OLED has caveats, because Steam Deck OLED is great. I actually got one that showed up with a cracked screen. I won't talk that story. I'm getting that fixed. No big deal. Yes. But the Steam Deck OLED, you're still gonna have a problem if somebody says, "Hey, let's play Cyberpunk 2077," because that game still struggles on the OLED, right? I would say, like even this, right? I love my A1 Pro. Like I think of all of them, this is the best because it's got an 8-inch screen. It's got 65 watt out battery, which is the biggest concession most of them tend to make. They put trash batteries in most of them. This one has the bigger battery than most of the others, but even this one is just the same as all the others, right? So it really doesn't matter. Like, it's about your feeling with it. Like, I hear the Legion Go does really nice things, but there is no top dog just yet. There is just none, because they all have concessions that I personally, I'm like, all right, which one is good? Yeah.
Yep. And I think you did a good
what you play.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you did a good job of explaining. It's going to be different for everybody depending on how well do you know Windows. Are you stuck to Windows? Are you stuck to Xbox? Do you want to learn the side load stuff? Do you want to, do you want to learn Linux?
Yeah. If you are an indie person, you're like, yo, I love those indies. That's what I play. Like, get yourself a Steam Deck. You will never have a problem.
Yeah.
Like, they are excellent at like playing great with the teeniest bit of energy, which means that thing is lasting you for a long time, right? But that's specifically in the indie space. If you want to play AAA things, then you got to start delving into other waters, But yeah.
Well, here's the thing that I've always wondered, right? And my thing is this. Okay, ever since Xbox has gone down this track of Game Pass, putting really all their eggs in that basket, if you will. And we know that there is a good relationship between Valve and Xbox. I was always wondering, even when the Steam Deck was launched, why they don't have like a native app for Game Pass. Because, I mean, like, that is like the only thing that is like preventing me from going in and buying an OLED. Is like, I want, it's not necessarily I'm married to Xbox or Steam. I just want my options available.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely,
right. So, like, if I'm paying $50
but if we're talking specifically about the Steam Deck, I'm sure that Valve would rather incentivize you to go purchase games on Steam than go into Game Pass.
See, so it would take Microsoft. It would take Microsoft to make Valve be like, okay, we'll allow it by maybe incentivizing them somehow. But so far they have not done so, right? Like, the perfect solution would be, because they can put the Steam, a Game Pass app on the Steam Deck. They can do that, right? And they can even tie it into Proton, because most of those games are on Steam, right? But the best solution would be if they kind of work together. So if you have a Game Pass subscription, you tie it into Steam, and somehow they figure out the back end that way. That would be the best solution for you, the consumer, right? Until that happens, though, there are ways around that. Like, it's not native, but there are third-party apps like that the community have built that you can literally install on your Steam Deck, and you hit the button and you're playing Game Pass games, right? But you're doing it via the cloud app and stuff like that. But still, it feels very, very good, especially on a Steam Deck OLED. It's got really good bandwidth on Wi-Fi 6 if you have the router, and it's got OLED. It almost feels native. It's quite good. So there are options. It's just concessions. The more technical you get, the more you're able to circumvent some of these limits.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into one of the other topics, but it's related to this, and it is, since we're already talking about handhelds. So this week was CES, so there's a whole lot of stuff announced. By the way, new colors for the PlayStation Slim, but we're going to get into that later. That wasn't the big news. There was another, I don't think anything was significant from CES.
More primary colors, woohoo.
Yeah.
No, actually, there was some cool stuff that came out of CES that I'm interested in. The new APUs and stuff that have the built-in graphics abilities. That really has my attention. They
had an AMD CPU, APU, that literally could run Cyberpunk at 63 frames per second without an actual discrete GPU. I'm like, wow, with ray tracing on.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
No, that got my attention. That's seriously good.
Yeah, see, and the funny thing was when Valve announced the Steam Deck OLED, they're like, this is not the Steam Deck 2 because the chip we want to put in the Steam Deck 2 doesn't even exist yet.
Yes,
so
exactly. Yeah. Right now it's diminishing returns. Anything you buy today will not okay. The quickest explanation of it is in the lower the TDP range, which is how much energy you need to run the thing, the lower the better, because then you can use your battery longer, right? And in that almost 0 to say 15 TDP range, no one beats Valve. There are a million handhelds. Valve's one will do more with less. That's literally where they live, right? Yep. So, and they do that with really cost-effective hardware, right? So until the generation rises to the point where you can get a bigger uplift for the same cost, it's not advantageous for them, because otherwise they have to make the cost up to you, right? It has to be a $600 device or whatever. So I know that like you won't see a Steam Deck OLED or Steam Deck 2 for maybe 3 more years as that technology matures.
Well, this is also one thing that was sort of, I guess, mistakenly announced, if you want to call it that. Well, this is 2024, and I feel sorry for my Nintendo brothers, because they're in the desert right now, because like, yeah, they got games, but it's like, yeah, their games are barely running, and yeah, they're not like they're graphically intensive games.
They don't mind.
Either, but yeah,
talk to Joe in the Dark. He doesn't mind at all. He does not.
They don't mind.
They don't mind because they have no other choice. That's the problem.
True.
Some people have choices, man. Wonder looks beautiful on this screen. It looks
better.
better. It looks better than even on that one. I'm just sorry.
No. I'm talking about those hardcore Nintendo fanboys that put out a
video.
That,
you mean the troglodytes? I understand.
I don't believe that shit for a second, because if you remember, before the Wii launched, there was that trailer of an upcoming Zelda game, that trailer with the spider that had the dope looking graphics, and people were all about that shit. And then it never came, so now they just settle for whatever Nintendo gives them. But if they got a trailer for a new Zelda game that fucking looked realistic with ray tracing and ray trace shadows, all kinds of bells and whistles, it wouldn't be like, nah, give us Breath of the Wild again. Are you fucking kidding me?
See, that's why I call it the abacus, because I feel like Nintendo shackles those genius developers with pieces of crap hardware. Let me get this ran out real quick. The Switch was obsolete the year it came out. It came out the same year as the NVIDIA Shield. I have an NVIDIA Shield in my living room, right? And the NVIDIA Shield has been killing the Switch in terms of performance ever since. That thing is the equivalent of a dinosaur at this point, and they still making money. I say all this to say they are freaking geniuses to get people to pay top dollar for dust, essentially, right now.
And not only that,
well, cardboard too. Don't forget cardboard.
These same users will buy the same game 4 times over
four times over. Yes. And then because you got to have a Switch too, so you can play.
Shit is never on sale.
You gotta buy a Switch too, so you can play Mario Wonder in 4K glory, unless you got one of these. Sorry.
Exactly. That's what emulation is good for. There you go.
I think even if he does have one of those, Mr. Joanna Dark is still gonna buy it in 4K glory.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He will do it this way and still buy the OG version, as we both do.
Oh, and by the way,
like imagine a Metroid Prime that looked like current gen Doom games. Like, who the fuck doesn't want that?
Well, let me respond to Mr. Joanna Dark. The reason you got exclusive is because you got nothing else. Because nobody else is able to port anything off on that bitch. That's the problem. They tried to port something on there. I think the Switch responded, "What the fuck? Are you crazy? Do you know what I am?"
He owns 6 Switches. He's got one in each bathroom.
Well, hold on now. To be fair, right now I'm putting Joanna Dark's business in the street. He owns at least one of every single handheld known to man.
Stop it.
I call him the handheld master. He owns one of every single one. He does. He owns one of these. He owns one of them all. Yes. Seriously, he's got ones that I'm jealous of, that I want. The man owns all the handhelds, so he knows what he's talking about.
Nice.
Well, this is not a rumor though. This might be a slip, because of all companies, guess who's coming back to the gaming space? Game Shark.
Oh, what a wonderful re-entry, huh?
Yeah.
You come and you step on the biggest dog's toe. Like, what? Why would you do that?
Did you hear about this? This week, Game Shark at CES announced, we are releasing a new product, but it ain't, and it's for the Switch, it's for the Nintendo, but it's not. It's going to come out in September to coincide with the launch of the new Switch. And everyone is like,
brilliant timing with that.
Yeah, nobody freaking announced it yet. So
shut up, Bill. Did you just say that? What's wrong with you?
It's like that drunk friend of the party that was like, yeah, last week when I was fucking Timmy's girlfriend, Jessica.
Yeah.
Bro, you just said it out loud.
You know, as soon as he said that, people are grabbing
Triple's
their
not paying
cell
attention.
phones.
We're playing the game.
As soon as he said that, people grabbing their cell phones. The
You're not
executives are
wrong.
going,
I'm in
"Oh
the
shit,
raid right
dude!"
now.
That is a resume updating event right there. Oh boy. Oh.
Yeah.
You are so
lawyers were getting
screwed.
Paddles ready. Someone getting spanked.
Yep.
So
Yep.
why
I
is
mean,
Nintendo-
I put a small picture of Nintendo on my YouTube channel, and I have to take that down, or they'll demonetize me. You tell this T, I think they're gonna hang you from the rafters. I don't know. I want to see what they do to his body.
No, do you remember that
Listen,
scene?
that
in Lord of the
Mario
Rings?
looks all cute, but you got to remember that motherfucker's Italian. You don't fuck around.
Every time somebody
You know the
says shit
motherfucker
like
that
this,
knows
that
about
no. Every time anyone says shit that pisses off, that I know will piss off Nintendo, I'm reminded of that scene in Lord of the Rings where, you know, what's his name? Gollum says Frodo and Baggins, and then they release the ring wraiths. I believe that's what happens. Like, this guy said this shit, and next thing you know, from Mordor, they release the freaking ring wraiths and they capture that motherfucker, you know? So,
Nintendo's like, "Release
They
the
disappear
Yoshi."
people, man. The Nintendo ninjas are no joke, okay? It is what it is.
The fat one is always watching.
but my question
They
is,
got Clinton level body counts.
if everyone knows this damn thing is coming out this year, okay, and everyone's primed for it, why the constipation? Like,
Yeah, they want to release it at their time, you know, so that when they can show you the beautiful like launch lineup with the. I was gonna make the joke, but Joanna Dark's gonna kill me. Never mind.
we know what's coming out. Like, you could be telling us specs and shit now, but no, they're gonna make us wait. It's like PlayStation's got all this
Yeah.
cook and ain't telling us shit, and it's like, why?
Nope.
You'd all just holding all this information to yourself is not serving you at all. I don't understand the mentality behind it. What's up, Mr. Cowboy?
Luck.
hey, Mr.
My
Lowe.
Texas brother.
Yeah, with his
You
ass.
thought you
covered,
weren't going to
he's
spot him
retired.
hanging up the Spurs in the background.
What's
Yeah.
going on, brother?
Yeah. Well, and let me just say that I think part of the reason is, like anything that comes out around that time of year, you're coming
You
around.
ain't even really in
around
Texas though.
the holiday season. You know,
Thank you.
they're
Thank you.
firing into the
It
holiday.
was a joke, bro. Come
Yeah, but Paul,
Huh?
they could.
He-
at
he is
least
my
put
African
some
brother, okay?
information
Calm
out
down.
of it, generate some hype, and then still
Thank you.
launch it around the holiday season. I don't understand why they got to be secret about something, especially when we all know we're
Play some
soon.
C4.
It's coming.
I
Like, we all
wanna
know.
play
Because it's 8 months
Your mic
away.
is still hot. A lot. We can hear what you're saying.
Okay,
Oh damn!
Let me.
Go ahead, Cerebral. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that because maybe they want to wait till it's closer to the actual drop before they give you any real information, because they could still be, you know, finalizing some of that stuff and things like that.
Nah, I don't think so.
And plus,
At this point, it's got to go.
They can
They're
just fucking
finalizing
put a-
the
they
Just
can
going
just
through
put a logo
production
on
now.
it,
Cardboard.
Okay, okay,
coming,
yeah,
or a
okay.
Super Nintendo Switch coming to holiday 2024. People will be like, "Oh shit!" And then they can give us specs later on. Like, they can
And then they're
start
gonna
with-
forget, and then they're gonna forget about it. So there's no reason to really get into it now.
Well,
Nobody's gonna forget about a Super Nintendo Switch.
no,
bro.
well,
What are you
yeah.
talking about?
No, I'm talking about the
Especially
game.
because
And that better
Super
be the
Switch.
name, by the way.
If they
Yeah.
call it Super Nintendo Switch, that's a
Actually kinda like that name.
They nutted it on that one. They did it. They did
That needs to be the name.
It does. I'm not saying. It
I'll
doesn't.
give you that one, Super. That was a good one.
Yeah, I mean,
By the way, you can't assume that even though they're only 8 months out, that it's ready to go, because I'll tell you what, the PS5
yeah.
wasn't ready to go when it launched. You know,
well, like, but if you would assume that, okay, if the damn thing is coming out sometime in September, it must be in production now. They must.
That's
be
what
like,
I was saying. I think it's in production. It's got to be in production now for you to meet that
If it's
deadline.
Released
for the
this
holiday?
year, it's 100% done. Like the
Oh,
yeah.
specs are finalized
Okay.
if they're releasing anytime
Yeah.
this year, because all the R&D had to be done.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
the
there-
hardware
and
is done, but the software is
Yeah.
still being revised. That takes
Now
time.
that's
it takes
different.
time.
Yeah.
But they're not.
The
waiting
hardware's
for
locked like years ago.
But
you
it's
know,
Right,
It's
but
done.
I can guarantee they're still fine tuning the software and how, you know, it
Yeah.
functions.
The issue is,
Yeah,
is
they're
I
not
don't
waiting for
think that
anybody.
it is-
It's a marketing like exploit. You know,
Yeah.
just like how the Series S was the tea
Yeah.
was spilled and all that, the beautiful video footage kind of went to crap because somebody like leaked it. They want to leak it on there. They want to drop the dime on their time, right? Possibly to coincide with some event or something.
Right.
You know, we shall see. You know.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys think it'll be a slight iterative update where if you have an existing Switch, you don't need to upgrade, or you think they're just going to be like cold turkey, like boom, you want to play the games we're making, you need to fucking get
This
Man,
is
I couldn't
gonna
answer
be-
that for Nintendo. I
this is
couldn't
gonna
answer that for
be-
Nintendo.
I'll tell you, this is going to be a substantial upgrade.
Yeah.
It's
It
going to be a
needs to be.
substantial
It
upgrade.
needs to be.
Now, when I say
I agree.
substantial upgrade, I'm not saying it's a substantial upgrade like it's gonna beat your PS5 or your Xbox.
No.
It's probably PS4,
Oh, of course.
probably
I'd accept
roughly
that.
around there.
Yeah, I can accept
but
that.
remember, their developers are a cut above. Like they are genius level like developers to the point where they turn, you know, so much around on that tiny, ridiculous mobile processor for how long now, right? So I expect that they'll shoot above what you'd expect from that small hardware. So they may be coming to play, you know.
But why?
And
are
Hi-Fi
they-
Rush will look amazing on it. I'm sorry. I had
But
to
my
do it.
question is, like,
Boom.
This guy.
but Nintendo has historically never prescribed to the same business model that all the other majors do, where they release.
I mean, at this
console at a
point,
loss.
they're behind everyone. So yeah.
But there's a reason why they're doing this, though.
But
Because
behind
they
in
are
what way?
risking-
'Cause they're ahead in lots of ways.
I'm
Well,
talking
but
about
listen
hardware-wise,
carefully.
so,
They're
right,
As far as
losing.
hardware.
They are losing a third-party support. Like the generation is passing them so far by that even people who want to develop for the Switch can't develop for the Switch because the hardware is getting too old. So they're hitting another benchmark. But don't expect them to continue to play Sony's game or Microsoft's game. They'll just make that benchmark and they'll keep that hardware for another 10 years. But they'll be good for a while
They
because then devs can
give a
keep third
fuck.
parties. No,
That's
the
a good
third
point,
parties
because-
Remember when the
is
when
why
the
they're doing
3DS
this.
was out,
Yeah.
PlayStation released the Vita, which from a spec perspective shit all over the 3DS. And
No, I get that. We're talking about
they're like,
ports.
fuck that Vita piece of shit.
We're talking
just
about
did their
ports.
thing.
If they're too far away from the rest of them, then devs can't. They have to create versions
Right.
special for Nintendo, and not everybody can afford to do that. So they have to. It's in Nintendo's best interest for their hardware to be similar to the others close by, so that if you want to develop for it or you want to port your existing game to it, no big deal.
What kind
And
of
they've been
the
doing
idea
that
that was
for
going
Nintendo.
on?
100% agree, and that makes perfect sense. We've also seen an entire generation where Nintendo didn't rely on third
Oh,
party at all.
They didn't-
and they've had
exactly,
one of the most
exactly,
successful
true,
generations
yes.
of all
Yes.
time. So,
So,
what you're saying.
the
100%
reason why I
makes sense,
say
and think
this-
that should be what they do, but Nintendo may not because they know that they don't have to.
So you know why I am almost sure they will?
I don't think you
because
listen.
Bobby K told you they will in court. He
Yeah,
said,
you know
he
what?
was
I think
wrong
you were about
about
to say the
putting
same
on
thing I
Call of
was going to
Duty.
say. With the fact
He was
that,
wrong
that
about-
Xbox
Yes, go
had
ahead.
made that deal
Mhm.
with them to port Call of Duty onto the Nintendo whatever device, that told me
And they
that device has to be better.
Well, it's
see,
not even that necessarily, Bushido. It's
Yeah,
the
good.
fact that Bobby K under oath said he was wrong about the Switch's
Oh, yeah, that's
potential,
right.
and
That's
that he
right.
knows that the next one will
Yeah.
be enough to support the
That's
the
right.
COD. He
That's
said
right.
that under
That's
oath,
right.
so you know it will be COD worthy because he said
Right.
that.
Yeah, and then you had a 10-year deal that went along with it. Because even I was like,
There you
they're gonna make a different version. I said, no. The next version is probably just around the corner, and it's probably just good enough, like a PS4, like you said. I'm not even gonna go with Xbox One X, but the PS4 version, strong enough like that, and that would be fantastic to be able to run it, on
There
that
you go.
easily.
Yeah.
So I don't know about the network though, but
Well, here's
Can't
the
sense
thing.
it. Are you standing right now?
Wait. He's
I'm-
here.
I'm-
standing right
I'm less
now.
concerned with how third-party games run on it, and
Mhm.
I want to know how they're going to push their first-party because I want to see their first-party games get that push into what's kind of what current-gen games look like. I would love that
Yeah.
instead of playing
Well, not
these
Yeah, that'd be it's
Nintendo
exciting.
games that
Yeah.
look like they're from generations ago.
Mhm.
I don't want Tears of the Kingdom to run like jank at 10 frames per fucking second whenever I go into a freaking forest, you
No.
know? That's why I stopped
No.
playing it because it was just not that. I mean, the game is good, but those jitters and stuff, I just couldn't play it anymore. I had to put it down. I'm sorry.
Even their own first party is suffering
playing in
because of it.
handheld
Yeah.
mode?
Mr. Joanna Dark, the lock doesn't read the chat, so he doesn't even look at the screen. So you whatever you're
Switch
saying
2 will
is
launch
going in the
with
wind.
Metal Gear
See, look at that. Told you.
Settle down.
Told you. You're beneath everybody else in the chat's beneath
Have his
him.
hat on his lap. You guys should raise about 6 inches.
What? Go.
He's in the chat talking Gojima. I'm like, get out of here with that. What was Gojima?
Yeah.
So,
I need
get in
that
here
sound
with that.
clip from Samuel Jackson. Who put these?
Hey, listen, man, Death
motherfucking
Stranding was
snakes?
good, but it wasn't that good. So I'm just throwing it out there.
Ah, shit. No, but
Hey, Luck, did you just get off work? Because every time you get here, you always have a suit and tie on. And I always wonder if you just
I
need to be
was
getting off work.
working.
Hang up his cowboy hat
I
and
was
his
working.
spurs.
I was on bullsitting on SWS, bro.
I see.
well, here's the
So you,
question.
you get off from work and you go straight to bullsitting and then you come here?
Pretty much. And then I come
Yeah.
here.
He does the pre-show to my show. Then after he gets done,
Oh
he
my
gets to my show.
god. Set the
We're about to do the
Tits
show. He
wise.
does the real shows,
Wow.
and after the real shows, he comes here and does our shows.
These are the real shows.
Like, check my ties.
Oh, wait,
I got alcohol here. It's not.
I actually
I
got
was
to
gonna say-
I don't know about that.
Wait, I gotta
Yeah.
ask him a question based on his tweet earlier. Are you sober? Is what I wanted, because you actually posted that hopefully this week you'll be sober enough to actually stay with us. Last
that's
week
right.
we lost him by the end of the show. You know.
Oh, I guess who else is back here? Cozy, what's up, darling?
No.
Koozie Beluga.
Hi. I'm still out of commission, y'all. I have not been on my feet for real for a week.
Oh, it's okay.
I haven't been
Hey,
on my
Asante.
feet in 10 years.
That sound deep.
Heyo.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for my part, I like my women not on their feet. But that's,
Yeah.
that's,
Oh, no.
K. on his
I was
feet
like,
enough
that's
for all of us.
good. I
So
was gonna sweep
And
That's
drink.
for the whole show? For real?
And I can't drink.
yeah.
But I got really good pills.
oh, okay.
Oh yeah, if
That's
it's
what Joanna
okay.
saying.
So if it's like last night, those pills are gonna daze her out. She's gonna be just staring at the monitor, not sure where she's at or what she's doing.
Like, no,
Just
He's gonna do a fat line of crushed up Rossi Codones.
But I was
Yeah.
surprised that the doctor even gave them
Rossi
to me.
Codones.
I was like really surprised the doctor gave them to me. I was like, because at first she just gave me like, the prescription strength ibuprofen, but then I was like, yeah, I still can't sleep. And then she was like, oh, I got you.
I got you.
And so last
I
night,
got-
so last night
Why do I
during
feel
the
that?
She's
So
like,
last
say
night-
no more.
so last night
Why?
during the podcast, she was sleeping on the show with her eyes open, with her eyes wide open.
Looking like a vampire.
To be honest,
Hey,
I
but Bulak, what happened to that baby grand piano you used to have behind you? How come you don't have that anymore?
What?
He has no room.
Remember that baby grand piano you used to have in the background?
I moved out of my old place.
Oh, okay.
I went back to the village.
I got you. You went back to see how the little people live again, just to stay grounded. I got you.
And he's,
Do it, bro.
he moved to another part of Texas. That's what that was. Yeah.
Stop it.
Why do I?
But Texas,
why do I-
Africa?
Yeah, he moved from Texas, Wakanda, Texas
Oh, man,
to
Texas.
Africa,
Don't you
I
see his
swear,
cowboy
Bushido
hat?
is
How
the
many times
only
did I
one
say that they got a cowboy
He
hat?
gets my name wrong. He gets my name wrong, but he knows that I live in Africa. He's the only one that acknowledges it.
Because
Hey,
you got
no,
them
that's
birds
not
out in
true.
the background, them
I-
toucans and stuff. I be hearing.
I acknowledged it last week. I acknowledged it last week. When
See,
when they
Ken
were
hasn't
making
been
fun of
here
your-
to see to hear that before, so he
when they
doesn't
were
know about the
making fun of when they were
toucans
making
and
fun of your elephant. When they were
and
making fun of your
those
elephant last
exotic
week,
birds I keep
acknowledged
hearing
it
in the
last week.
background,
Nope.
and then when he
Nope.
closes the window, you don't hear
Look,
nothing no
man.
more.
Loke, I'll say this. I'll say this for you, all right? My African brother. If you need me to hunt him down and give him the 1-2, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Like, what is this? What is this? Disrespecting the motherland right now. What are you doing right now?
Always got to pick on him, man. And besides, he like Craven the Hunter, man. He don't need no help.
Turn around and say, "Hey, tell those hippopotamuses to shut the fuck up."
Why do I
What are we doing?
Oh my god.
feel why do I feel that when Loke opens his windows in the morning, the song goes, "Hey,
Well, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing.
Monkey shit.
And so
Can
you
we
got
get
what?
back to the video games?
Yeah,
Please.
well, and why do I feel that after the show, Cozy
Remember that one time
dances
that
to
Low
pills
Cat
and
cried
potions?
rock behind him?
I can't dance.
You can't.
About putting
I
Fried
bet
Rock
you're
behind
playing
him?
that.
Yeah, Cozy's too light to dance.
No,
So.
I tore a ligament.
Oh, I thought it was your
guarantee-
light skinned side that was keeping you grounded. So, oh, my bad.
I guarantee
Oh,
you.
wow.
Hey, I'm a fellow light skin. I could say I've gotten the light skin card. I could say the light skin stuff.
We need evidence. We need
I
evidence,
guarantee
bro.
you later on tonight.
Otherwise,
the worst thing is on my
What you
screen,
mean you need
like,
evidence?
Loki looking like Wesley Snipes. He
overdose.
was looking light as fuck.
Nah, I only take one a day.
Yo,
because
thank
I
you
like-
very much.
I don't
Thank you
wanna-
very much. I am Blade. All right, I am Blade.
Oh Lord, here we go.
You trying to say
with the
pregnant?
elephant fucking mosaic behind you.
All right, so here's a question I have.
Sorry, I bet you.
Everyone is
Damn it,
assume
this bitch is-
everyone from the rumors and all the speculation that we've heard, and Asana, you've also already said this as well, that you believe that this is going to be a substantial upgrade for the Switch 2, right?
Yeah.
Nintendo historically has not done a substantial upgrade. Like the Wii was basically GameCube repackaged. The Wii U was just two GameCubes slapped together. What is the motivation behind
Money.
making this thing?
Money.
Because
So,
then they can
I have-
resell and go in the dark the same game that he bought last week. Okay.
Well, okay, so let me take a technical stance on it. Let me take a technical stance on it and tell you why. One, Nvidia, like all the GPUs they make, right? The ones that end up everywhere, you can kind of track where they go, what's being made, when it comes out. And when it ends up in a product, then you go, oh, that was the chip that was here. Oh, they make different classes, right? The X1 Tegra chip that they've made, they have revised it multiple times, and the latest version of it is a substantial upgrade. They don't make anything less than that. And unless they're going against NVIDIA and they're going with like AMD this time, like Xbox and PlayStation, which I doubt, right? Unless out of nowhere we wake up one morning and they invent a new GPU that they haven't created the day before, which is unlikely. The one they have as the reference design, because remember I told you when the Switch came out, so did the NVIDIA Shield. So you know what hardware you're getting, right? The thing that has come out now that's equivalent is pretty substantive, right? It is around PS4 Pro territory, right? So that tells you right there. They always go with NVIDIA.
Made a fucking killing on the Switches because they were
Yeah.
selling those fuckers at $400, and it was basically a
And it was a
Casio
toaster.
calculator watch
Yes,
with a
sir.
fucking screen
Yes,
on
sir.
it.
And that's why I call them geniuses, because if you put your best developers on this piece of toast, you could still make people love it and buy it as we speak right now. More people are buying Switches, right? Knowing that it's going to come out very
True.
soon. Their developers are second to none. What was it? There were 5 people that created the original Mario. Mario Wonder had 4 of them. The original Mario team.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Gotcha,
What was it?
yeah.
30 years ago, they created the OG Mario, and they make Wonder, and 4 of the 5 people who made the OG game are in
their
there.
games don't need those graphically powerful.
No,
chips
yeah.
necessarily.
So the graphics aren't for fidelity. The graphics are for shoring up the money. Like basically, they can be fine with their own development cycle forever, right? But right now, they're fine with their own development cycle and indies when they could be fine with their own development cycle, indies, and all your other third parties and EA and all of the
They're
others.
going to create this switch that, like you were
I
saying, the
disagree with
third
that,
party
Dave.
can easily create games for. But when it comes to their first party, I am convinced they're going to continue making games that look exactly the way they do now because
Exactly.
the overhead
Oh,
and
yeah.
the budgets are so low
Yeah.
and the
They are
return on
not
investment
trying-
is so high.
They're not trying to go
there's no
speeds and
incentive for them to
feeds.
try to do
They're not
anything
doing
crazier.
that.
But
Yeah.
for the third party,
I'm telling you, the
power
hardware is
is there.
substantive, but they're not doing that. The hardware is substantive, but that doesn't mean tomorrow they're going to make like they're going to turn Breath of the Wild into what do you call it, Horizon Zero Dawn. No, they're not doing that. They're going to be exactly who they always are. But the reason why the hardware
Twilight
is
Princess art
substantive,
style again, man. I
I
miss
hope
that
they
art
never
style.
make it into a Horizon. Jesus.
but Horizon, yeah,
Horizon
NyQuil. I get it. I
Dawn.
get it. I get it.
Dawn.
Yes. But the reason why they're putting so much hardware in there is because when you put the hardware at stake in the ground, it stays that way for as long as you let it, right? And the more the other ones pass you by, the harder it is for those third parties to port to your device. So you're leaving money on the table, right? Everybody plays on Switch. Everybody wants a Switch, right? Impossible ports get played on Switch. People play Mortal Kombat with the ugly melty faces on Switch, right? So if they come out with a newer Switch and it lasts them for 10 some odd years and people can like port on there easier, more money, baby. No one has a problem porting to the Switch. They're more of a competitor at that point. Right, they'll always win in their first party. It's about third party.
Whatever it is, it ain't gonna run GTA 6, but it'll run the newest Call of Duties. It's gonna run.
Oh no, it will run GTA 6.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think
I don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure it will.
I would like to put some money on that one. I think they will. I think it will. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will too. Yeah. I mean, think of the money you leave on the table with that bad boy alone.
I don't want to fathom a world where GTA 6 runs on a Switch 2.
Well, you don't have to play it though.
That's the thing.
But see, you're thinking a Switch 2 is a down cut, and it's not necessarily. It's not necessarily cut down, right? And when I say it's PS4, I don't mean PS4 gen.
Levels, it kind of is though.
No, but no, you don't understand that. Just because it's PS4 gen doesn't mean it doesn't have ray tracing. Just because it's PS4 gen doesn't mean it doesn't have DLSS that then upscales it to 4K.
Yes,
PS4 doesn't mean it locks it into the 4 or 5 years ago. It just means its resource potential won't go too much further than the PS4.
Asante,
it still has the latest tech.
I no, and I totally get that. I personally would like to say, like, fuck the Switch 2. Put GTA 6 on whatever the
let the Switch 2 impress you first before you say fuck it, right?
But
let's see it first.
I'll be first in line to get a Switch 2, whatever it is. I'm telling you right now. But I don't want GTA 6 on it.
But Asante, let me ask you a question. Let me say this.
You don't have to play it though. That's all I have to say. You don't have to play it.
Yeah.
You know.
Nintendo question.
Just for that, I'm gonna contact Nintendo and tell them to bundle it with GTA 6 just for you.
My question too is, like, we say we don't want GTA 6. There's always the possibility some type of streaming coming to it to support GTA 6. Like, they've been experimenting with some games already.
Yeah, it does that now. That's right. So GTA 6 is coming to Switch 1 via streaming. Like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? It can come there today. Yes.
Well, the other thing is, what quirk will a Switch 2 have? Because we know every Nintendo console has its own unique quirk and thing that it does. I don't think a Switch 2 is just going to be a more powerful Switch. It's going to have some quirk. So what is the quirk that the next generation Nintendo console
They're going to prep it.
I don't think any of us are going to guess what that fucking quirk is until they tell us.
They're going to prep.
You're going to get to blow into the controller. You're going to get to blow into the controller.
They need to just bring back Street Pass.
It's going to be a dual screen Switch, so then you can play Nintendo DS games with the whatever they're doing now with the Game Boy Advance on their online system, but now it's DS games.
But like, here's the question I have for you, Asante. How much of this is also NVIDIA trying to show the other two console makers, hey, guess what? Our chips are better. Like, we know that their DLSS solution is good. And when Nintendo first came to NVIDIA, this was the Switch was more of a proof of concept because they were coming off of one of their worst generations ever. And they were like, okay, we got to do something and we got to do it now. And NVIDIA did not know, because they did not know that in 2 years whether this thing is going to fly or flop. But now that it's sort of proved itself, NVIDIA is like, yeah, we're going to show how this is supposed to be done. How much of that is also the reason why we're getting as you say, a decent chip in this thing?
So I have a very weird take on this, and it might be unpopular, but you follow me. NVIDIA does not care about consumer gaming. Not anymore.
They said, fuck
you hear all day. What is the buzzword that you hear that predominantly dominates every industry
AI.
that will potentially kill everyone's job? AI. Guess what AI is backed by? NVIDIA. Their GPUs, and they basically are powering AI. Like, in my industry where I work, I'm purchasing these supercomputers that run like large language models, and at millions of dollars. They do not need you to buy a 4090. They do not need any of y'all. That's the reason why, if you look at the handheld market, they could have easily jumped in. They let AMD run the place. They don't care. They're like Valve in that. They got corporate money. They don't need your nickel and dimes. They'll keep the others going, but they don't necessarily have the fight in the consumer space they used to, because this is a far more lucrative endeavor for them, right? So honestly, from what I can tell, they're just sick and tired of Nvidia, of Nintendo, because Nintendo, you got to play with you got to go to the dance with the person that brung you there, right? So they had Nintendo for a long time. They're going to continue doing Nintendo. Since after GameCube, they went Nvidia, right? They're going to continue doing that. But the problem is, Nvidia no longer wants to make chips that are terrible and really, really, really outdated. So the weakest chip that they make is actually far more performant, right? Besides, Switch was almost 10 years ago at this point. You have no choice but to make the floor much higher than it was when you made your Tegra X1, right? So and I think it'll ultimately be, for a Switch user, it'll ultimately be the best thing for you, because even if the PlayStation, even if the first party games aren't going to be like pushing the envelope or whatever, you're going to start seeing all those third parties looking great on your device as well, and that'll keep that device living far longer than it ever has. So yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Anybody else have anything to say about this topic regarding NVIDIA, Nintendo, or anything of that nature? Well, I do have one more. If, say, for example, they release it and, we have a whatever answer, what do you think? Okay, so when Nintendo first released this console, this was the first of its kind, all right, at that time. And it sort of made inroads of this whole form factor of portability slash, excuse me, home console. So my philosophy is this, that I think we're quickly approaching to a point where there's only so much more that you can do with graphics. And I think all of these publishers are looking at Nintendo's success, and I think that within the next generation or so, you're going to get less like set-top boxy and more portability, because I think that's what direction it's going into. So what do you think about that?
I don't disagree with you. We were actually hypothesizing about that a couple of hours ago, some buddies and I. We are pretty much convinced that the Xbox's next console will be a hybrid console, most likely on ARM, because there's diminishing returns in the realm they are now, and if you really think it through, it won't be too problematic for them to change that way, and they can still keep their development platform exactly the way it is now. It won't affect it at all, right? It'll just be a lot more performance for a lot less cost and a lot more optimization. So yeah, I completely agree with you. And besides, specifically on Xbox's side, they can say, we have an ecosystem, which is Xbox, right? What's in that ecosystem? You have cloud devices in that ecosystem. You have a console in that ecosystem. You have two consoles, and also you have a PC in that ecosystem. You want to get the biggest, baddest thing on earth? You know where to find that. Game Pass for PC, right? You want this hybrid machine? Then I think the thought process is to claw back that narrative of you have to go to 4K, because it's diminishing returns. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, last thing, do we get a Game Pass app on?
No.
No.
If you see Hi-Fi Rush on it, maybe. I'm just saying.
On the Switch too.
Yeah,
I don't see
Phil
it.
Spencer said historically in the past that, hey, we will release our console or our games on any console
everywhere.
that supports Game Pass.
Game Pass.
So
That's right.
Nintendo doesn't need it though.
If Nintendo was an
it goes
American
back-
company, I'd say maybe, but the fact it's a Japanese company, I say no fucking way. They will
And it goes
never
back
do that.
to what we were saying before on why would you want Game Pass on your console when it can cannibalize sales? And if they're pushing for hardware to support more third-party games, why would you want Game Pass on the platform?
But you're not
it would be a
getting
curated list. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
it wouldn't be games that you would be able to find on that platform anyway. It'd be games that otherwise would not be accessible to you on that platform.
Are we speaking about exclusive wise or even third party that's inside Game
Even
Pass?
third party. You can literally take the Game Pass collection as you know it, right? The basic Game Pass collection as you know it, and then filter out what Nintendo can get their hands on. Because there are some that
Right, but
Nintendo
I
cannot
don't
get
see
their hands
Nintendo
on.
but
doing
it-
it even for a percentage because they're not going to be trying to put an American company to give them a leg up on anything. They're not going to
Well,
be trying
oh
to
no, no,
kowtow
but
an
this is a
American
tit for
company.
tat situation. This would not be just giving anybody a hand. Like, what are you talking about, right? When I was saying this a couple of days ago, when people talked about, oh, Sega's talking super games, I was like, that's the tit. Wait for the tat. And then 6 months later, every single Sega game is in Game Pass.
speak for
There
yourself.
is
I'm
a
happy with
back
the
and
tit.
forth that has to
I don't
happen.
need the tat.
I see what you did there. But like, if you see this has happened, it's not that, oh, they're playing charity. Absolutely not. There will be a lucrative exchange there.
Right.
We may or may not know what that lucrative exchange will end up being, but trust, there will be a lucrative exchange.
Cool.
No,
Alright,
I'm
anybody
sure.
else
I'm sure
have anything?
Microsoft will drop the bag on Nintendo's door trying to make it happen. I just don't see Nintendo saying okay
Yeah, sure.
because specifically the fact that it's an American company and the Japanese don't play that way.
Well, they're playing that way for Call of Duty.
Oh, I
I
mean,
mean-
that's different.
Yeah, but that was more
That's the tit for
Microsoft
tat.
making a deal with them than them saying, "Hey, Microsoft, give us Call of Duty." That was Microsoft
They,
saying,
but,
"Hey,
but
we're
no,
giving
you're
fucking
but
everybody and their
you
big
just
brother Call of Duty
no,
for 10 years."
you just said they wouldn't make a deal because it's America, but they made that deal. They made a 10-year deal for Call of Duty, which means the door is open if the offer is good.
All
That's
I'm
true.
saying there is
No, that's
everyone
the
has
same as
notoriously
putting Game
said
Pass on
everyone
Yeah,
notoriously
it's a lot
says
of
that
games
that
in there.
that Nintendo is a one-way street. Oh, Nintendo's a one-way street, and oh, PlayStation's they all have played their positions and played it well, but you can start seeing things changing here, right? Microsoft is not as bumbling as they used to be. Sony has not been as shored up as they used to be, right? Possibly Nintendo's not as hard to negotiate negotiate and barter with as they used to be. All I'm saying is, if the rumors are true and you start seeing Microsoft putting stuff elsewhere, the question you must ask is, what did they get? Because they definitely will get something. It's not a charity. That's
Yeah.
all.
Right, but again, the 10-year Call of Duty deal was more Microsoft going to Nintendo and saying, "Hey, we'll give you Call of Duty for 10 years," than Nintendo saying, "Hey, we'd like Call of Duty."
Now,
But
the
see,
reason
Nintendo's
why it
still
was a
getting
deal,
something. Yeah.
the reason why it was
Right,
a
but
deal was
that deal
Nintendo.
benefits Nintendo more than anybody else.
But see, the reason why it was a deal is that Nintendo could have easily taken Sony's side and that would have squashed the deal. They had every ability to squash their competitor, right? Because, by the way, 90% of games that are the awesome indies that are on Switch are also in Game Pass, right? So they are kind of competitors there, right? So they could have easily been like, nah, we don't like this. This is too much for the environment. And they could have squashed the deal. But Nintendo kind of backed them a little bit. So there's room for bartering and negotiating. We don't know, is what I'm saying.
But I don't know. For me, it just felt more like yeah, sure, we'll do it. Okay, deal. Then, like, yes, that's exactly what we're asking for, type deal. But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, I think that
I just want to see what happens. That's all. I just want to see what people get.
Nintendo's still going to get a cut of the battle passes and stuff. That's
of course.
Well, yeah, obviously.
You know.
And I mean,
So that's why I'm thinking that the stuff that they might offer on
let's-
Game Pass on Nintendo could be the multiplayer stuff that has battle passes, that has a revenue making stream that they will get a cut of.
Constant generate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you see, in the past, I mean, Call of Duty, I mean, Nintendo's not blind. They see that how much money Call of Duty makes on the other two platforms. And they're probably like, okay, well, we want it. And Activision Blizzard at that time is like, yeah, we can't port it to your console because of the chip. So, yeah. So at least with this, at least a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. If you got Microsoft saying, yeah, we will make a game, a Call of Duty game that will play on your console, they're like, well, okay, sure.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just look at it this way. It's like being at a party and some random girl walks up to you and says, "Hey, want to fuck?" And it's like she's 6, but you're like, "Yeah, sure."
So you're like,
Why the
sure?
fuck not?
Well, it worked for, it worked for,
Huh?
it won't work for anybody else, right? So there
I
you
love Super's
What
analogies.
parties do you go to?
This guy.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
I want
Okay,
to come
so-
hang out with you, Super.
I don't because if
Hey,
I
listen,
don't,
man, I'm a good time, bro.
not without a bunch of penicillin in hand.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. It sounds like y'all guys are ending the back of a wagon, so I don't know.
Well, according to Super, he needs $50 to make you holler. So there you go. All right.
Oh,
I get
Lord.
paid to do the
$50.
wild thing. Yeah, I know that Tomo reference.
Anyway, so let's go ahead and move on to the next smaller topic. PlayStation. there's basically a leak showing that there is a DualSense V2. So apparently they're switching out the Rayovac batteries that are in the original DualSense for actual Energizers, and we're getting 12 hours of battery life.
Awesome.
Yay. I
Yeah.
guess.
Awesome.
So they
Well,
make
I love that controller. Hate the battery life.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I can't
Great.
stand that battery life. It's like 2 minutes, 3 if best, if you turn off the haptics. You know,
He said
but I do like the controller itself.
It's 12 hours. That shit's closer to 6.
Yeah, I mean, my DualSenses, I'm not getting any more than at most 4 hours. The DualSense Edge, that thing is freaking notorious. The most I've ever gotten out of that thing was like 2.5 hours, and it like
What?
just died.
Damn.
Jesus.
$200.
Yeah.
How much did you pay for that thing?
The $200, and it would.
Nah.
Yeah, that's
So,
bad.
yeah,
That's,
we're-
no, I couldn't.
Nope, nope.
See,
Nope.
And the best thing
How much
about
is the
these
Elite?
double the 180 something last I checked.
And
The best thing about having
wow.
dual just regular batteries is now you can buy your own battery pack. The
I was
Elite
just
battery
about to say I used to do that with the
lasts
PS4.
like 12, 13 hours. It's fantastic. You know, awesome. It's good that they did this. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, that and what else did they announce this week? Oh yeah, they're releasing 3 colors in the PlayStation Slim, or they're releasing the shells or whatever. I don't know what it is.
Woohoo,
The
nobody
console,
gives
or
a
is it
fuck.
shell?
People want the fucking
colors
special
make it less
edition fucking
ugly.
plates that match fucking games. Why are we getting blue and purple and ultraviolet? We're the ones for the goddamn games.
Not everyone can get the special edition. What you call it?
No, you're missing my point, Cozy. They're gonna charge $30 for fucking ultraviolet. They can charge $30 for a Horizon Forbidden West or for a Silent from
putting-
any other.
Putting
You have to
Putting
contract it out though.
no, putting Horizon Forbidden West on it or Spider-Man on it's going to raise it to $45.
Yeah,
Whatever the fuck
basically.
it is, Paul. My point is that
I'm
why
just
are we
saying,
getting like
licensing
the
fees,
colors
man.
of the
License-
rainbow and not anything interesting?
Because
one
people
place where
also want the
Xbox
colors. People want the
excels
colors.
is that their special edition consoles are way more interesting and creative than anything that PlayStation does.
But
Now
PlayStation,
has this
anything
unique position
sells.
where they can sell just the plates and not have to charge someone $600 for a special edition console. They can just sell the plates for 30 or 40 bucks a pop, and they choose not to. It's just like Apple. Apple could fucking charge $5 for themes, but Apple's like, no, fuck you. We decide what your phone looks like, and we're going to lose millions of dollars. It makes no sense.
I don't think they're worried about
Sorry,
losing
I
millions of
don't
dollars
Yeah,
there.
there's a lot of things Apple's worried about, but that ain't one of them. You're talking to a company who fucking who's selling a device for $3,500 with only 256 internal gig storage. Okay, so yeah.
And then they give you 4 free gigs. And oh, by the way, Super. So Super. If you're really interested in changing your themes, you don't need to pay for it. We could talk.
There you go. Yeah.
No, I mean, there's so many, third-party options or people who will paint your shit. But the thing is that PlayStation has a clear product that people are asking for. It's not like they're like, we don't know. People are asking for it, and they give us purple. What the fuck are you doing?
People buy it.
What's wrong with purple?
And I'm sure
man?
they
It's
do,
like,
Cozy, but people would also
like-
buy an Avatar Pandora's or
Lens
whatever the fuck that game is called, or a Lies of P, or whatever other games.
But they
They're
may not allow
interesting,
that
they're
on
not
their boxes.
creative,
Right?
Well,
and in
at
this
least if
case,
you're talking about the
Xbox destroys PlayStation, hands down.
if you're talking about the colors, I think I saw someone post a picture where they matched the colors of the PS2.
I don't care if it's aquamarine. God
No,
damn it.
I'm just saying, like, they're making these questions. They're like, no, it's kind of a throwback to what they did for PS2. So, yeah.
I want
I'd
them
buy
to
a
go
clear
back.
one.
I want to go back to the '90s where they released everything in that clear coat shell. You know, those multi
clear was the
coat
best.
shells.
Where you can see the
Yeah,
internals that didn't do shit because they're all underpowered.
Exactly.
Hey man, in the 90s they were awesome. Calm down.
Hey, listen, man, I had that purple N64 and it was the shit. I also had that.
It was
TV
awesome.
green
That's right.
OG Xbox, the Master Chief version, and I fucking love that shit.
I freaking had the iMac that was this color. You know, remember that one?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, God, I worked on a lot of those.
Bro, I
Yeah.
had those all in my high school.
Those were so
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, so.
They were cool, but again, and I don't want to rant on this again, but my point is that there's so much money that they're leaving
As he
on
goes
the table
around
by
and
just
and
not
rants
offering.
anyway.
All right, I'm done. I'm sorry, Lord. I'm drinking. I'm done now. We get the point. Thanks, Loke. Thanks for keeping me
Yo.
on.
He just gave you a Keely wrap it up B. Wow.
Walker, Texas, Loke. He was about
Oh,
to give me a
man.
karate kick.
Forbidden state. Didn't.
So nobody's
No,
gonna
no.
sit here and say anything about the bird that was attacking Cozy the whole time we were talking. Nobody say anything about that.
Oh,
I don't,
Yeah,
know what you're talking
whatever
about. I
that-
don't see anything. I
whatever
don't know
that
what you're talking
vulture
about. I
is,
don't
yeah.
see anything.
It was
I don't see
attacking
anything. You
her.
see something?
Are you okay, Bushko? Do you
I don't know,
need to
Yes,
check it
Bushko
out?
is
You might be a
beaming
little
right now.
delusional right
Very
now.
hard.
What's the bird's name?
I think you're
Probably.
delusional.
What's the bird's
I think
name,
you're a
Cozy?
little- I think.
Pepper.
He's lacking his sleep science. That's what it is. He's lacking his
But
sleep.
you know, I think your medicine's kicking in. Nobody else sees a bird besides you. I think your medicines are working out.
Yeah, I think something's wrong with you, man. We don't see nothing.
That's funny.
All right, cool. All right, next. PlayStation sales. So,
like a pirate.
50 million consoles already, and
Like a
123 PS Plus, 123 million PS Plus subscribers.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah,
Only
awesome.
make money.
Good
Also.
job. You know,
Wait, 123 million?
yep.
I'm really surprised that number's that low.
No, that's a good number.
Yeah, no,
There's a
no.
lot of
Listen, I'm talking about considering the fan base.
users, so it's not adding. It's just people transferring.
120 million is pretty good.
PS Plus
If we took-
users?
Yeah, PS Plus users. Yeah.
Yeah, remember because they were last at they weren't even at 50 million.
Well,
And I think
remember, they're
there's
also
a large
counting the
number that are
lower
also
grade
PS3
too.
users,
Yeah,
which was-
the
No,
Standard
but they
PS
didn't have
Plus.
people they were at they were less than 50 million. So they were like 47 million subscribers at all.
For the PS Plus standard.
Yeah, for any PS Plus service.
Mm.
So how does that compare to Xbox's thing? Because Xbox has made this big push about Game Pass, but last time we heard any metrics from them, it was like 30 million. So
the number
how does
stated
this-
there is more, but it's not
Especially-
entirely fair because the install base is larger. So you would expect the
Right, that's what I was talking about. With the install base is way
And they
bigger.
literally converted. They literally converted their existing to Game
Right.
Pass, to
Right.
to
Game Pass.
PlayStation
That's right,
Plus,
yeah.
right?
Well,
Right.
they've always had the PlayStation
if-
Plus.
But see, here's the thing. Well, yes, they had another version. If
Yeah,
Microsoft
those
played
kids
that
now,
game,
but yeah.
you could wake up one morning and they go, "Oh, by the way, WoW are now Game Pass subscribers," and then you're screwed.
Yeah.
They could do
Yeah.
that game too.
I mean, like
Yeah.
definitely, if they put out numbers again when it comes to Game Pass, since they have the Game Pass core, people move from Gold to Core, they'll probably do something like that. Like, yeah, Game Pass went up from 30 million to like 80 or something. I don't know.
Mhm.
Now, is it just me, or is that show?
It would go
that-
double digits if they added WoW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or is that shows that a lot of people that play on the PS5 or PlayStation play a lot of the free to play games?
They are playing that or
I mean,
like just
Fortnite,
what standard.
COD.
They mean the same thing on
That's
Xbox. They're just
every
playing those
platform.
games.
yeah.
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 With
Like, the amount of people that play
Well,
games
I'm seeing that about that platform because they have 25 million
PlayStation Plus.
player base.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That
Well, PS Plus is also
Jim.
required for online play. So if you're not step up
Yeah.
Call of Duty or anything, you have
But,
to have PS
yeah.
Plus at least the basic tier.
right. So if
Yeah.
that was the case,
Yeah.
I would think it would be higher then, just for like COD, FIFA, Call of Duty, Madden, 2K, things like
I
that.
mean, but you're looking at
Yeah.
you got 50 million PS5s. A lot of those are people that went from PS4.
Yeah, but you still got people on the PS4 also, though.
PS4.
You don't have the people that the PS4 just fall off
I
all of
think,
a
I think
sudden.
120. You're looking at 70 million that are still on PS4. If it's 120 million, it sounds about right to me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I guess again, the biggest question would be out of those, if you branch it out, how many are in the premium tiers or the numbers based off the tier system they have? That's
Right.
a real curious thing about it because I keep forgetting the tiers every single time.
I did
I'll
too.
be
Yeah.
honest with you. I'm a PS Plus subscriber, like the
You gotta
highest
assume
tier.
they're
I have
all at
not
least
used it in a million
basic,
years.
which is all that matters.
No.
Yeah, me either.
All right.
You
Well,
know, it has some interesting things in it. It's just I don't know. I need to get back to it, I guess.
Don't you like the
Why?
demos? No, the trials.
The demos.
the trials.
Trial
the-
out of here.
The game trials they have. Aren't you excited about those?
Lord have mercy.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't
Actually,
even
believe it or
games
not,
on the
I actually
PlayStation
want.
until
I
you
got
keep
that
up with the trials.
specifically for PS3 games because there were some PS3 games
I
that I
believe it.
missed.
See,
that I
there you
wanted
go.
to check
Okay.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And They don't have the greatest.
I don't know it's worth it,
PS3
but it makes
game.
sense.
No, it's true.
3D
I
dot
use this
game
thing called-
heroes.
I tend to just go back to my PS3. No.
Well,
I still have my
congratulations,
PS3
PlayStation.
actually.
I have
Well-
all my games, but I don't have a PS3.
I guess this is what they were looking for. So, congratulations for achieving
Yeah.
what you wanted to achieve. Okay, so congratulations. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring it up because just for completeness' sake.
Don't talk to that
Yeah.
bird like that.
What,
You
wanted
know,
to
last night the bird
achieve
kept
like
yelling
that
at
or
her. The
what?
bird kept yelling at her last night.
Yeah, the
Well,
bird. I know
DualSense-
another time was telling her to inside the Xbox party to kill all of us, and she kept saying they're too far away, and it just was like, still keep trying.
What, did the bird keep yelling, bird is the word?
What?
What?
Bird?
Bird
No,
is the word.
bird is the word.
Actually,
Yes.
Oh, dear
Bushido's
God.
jealous. Bushido's just jealous. He wants somebody to touch him like that. That's why.
Have you heard about the word?
It's weird when she licks my
The
ear.
word is the bird.
She licks your
That's
ear.
cute
They're
though.
not
No,
really-
because her
they're
tongue is
completely
very, very dry. Yeah, her
Just
tongue is
poking you
dry.
with her
So,
dry ass tongue.
yes, it's
Oh, but it's still cute though.
I bet she would be phenomenal if sautéed in some nice light gravy. And
apparently it tastes like chicken.
I got some barbecue sauce for you.
Hey, Beluga.
Yes.
I was ready for
Don't
the
give food the
chickens.
ideas.
I am now ready for the chickens.
You want one? You want-
Look, did Mr. Inferno Games put you to sleep last week? Apparently.
I mean, I got my tactical spork all ready to go.
No.
Ready to eat.
Why does Luke always look like he replaced his real self with like a picture? You know how you do in
With
the
a pro-
Mission
yeah.
Impossible movies where they take a still picture of the background and then they put it in the background, and then they leave. He just like never moves.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't move an inch.
He's not
What are you
real.
playing right now, Loke?
Not real.
I'm playing Sifu. Actually, my
There
wife
you
is
go,
the one who
see?
mentioned that the
He's
first
in the
time
Donnie
because
Yen
most of the
fucking
people
Wing
that play
Chun
video
Kung
games
Fu
move
Zone.
around and
Can't be
whatever.
bothered with us.
I am like the total opposite. I am.
No,
So he's
very
playing a
still
game
when I
right now.
play.
That's why he's like this. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't move either
One of the
though.
hardest games around, dude. He's not even playing an easy game. Playing fucking
I should
Sifu.
pick up
But
Sifu at
remember
some
during
point.
COVID, they had that baseball season where they put all these cardboard cutouts in the stands. And everything?
Oh,
That shit
yeah.
reminds me-
They had those
Forgot
Forza
about
back then.
They pulled the
Forza
Home
Great
Alone
Christmas.
2 and they just put the string on and made them look like they're waving.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Or like that
Don't give
weekend
Locke
at Bernie's,
ideas.
you know? Ah man. I don't
Sorry,
know.
what's happening?
They turned on my cutout. It was my cutout was giving him the finger and yelling, "You suck!" But you know.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Xbox Developer Direct is next week. It was announced that
Store, man.
we're seeing little trailers for a small little indie game called Indiana Jones. No pun
Yeah, I see
intended.
what
Well,
you did there.
it actually was a pun. Yeah, so fuck it. It was a pun intended. Anyhow, Indiana Jones, Aura, which actually nobody's really talking about, but I'm actually psyched about that one because
That's
that's
cool.
from the Civilization developer.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that one. And we're going to see more about Hellblade 2 finally, and of course, Avowed. And
do
there
you
was
mean
also
finally,
something
bro?
coming out.
Honestly, they can keep the Hellblade 2 trailers.
Did you say
We already know what
finally
that game
for
is, what it
Hellblade
looks
2?
like. Show us new shit, man.
I said the same thing on Lock. I was like, we've seen stuff on it recently.
No,
Yeah,
like,
just
I-
recently.
I get another
played-
trailer, her fucking
I've
looking
seen
around
it.
an empty
I
cave.
played-
I hope we
I
get.
played Hellblade 2. Based off of everything they've showed us, I can say that I've played Hellblade 2. It's done. I've
Oh,
played
no.
the whole game.
Oh my
Full
They
God.
gave you a Netflix trailer. Is what
I
you're
really-
saying? They gave you a Netflix trailer.
The sad thing is,
Mysterious
I
puzzles. You
think
haven't
we
played
look
the
at a
puzzles yet.
Hellblade 2 trailer where they give us a
Fuck the puzzles,
definitive
dude.
release date for the
Oh my
year.
gosh.
But yeah, it's one of those games where it's like I don't need to see it anymore. Like I'm already sold
Yeah.
on it. Anyone that's gonna be sold on it,
Yeah, I
is
agree.
sold on
Yeah,
it. We
I
don't
mean,
need
like,
any more.
The
I
only
was
thing
sold on
wanna
it before
see
that.
is it's one of those things like I just want the question answered: is the gameplay having some proper overhaul? Is it just more in-depth visceral but no depth to it like the first game was? But
I don't know, man.
that's-
From the
that's-
trailers, it
that's
seems like it's a little more of the same, but just really
really
pretty.
detailed. Yeah, like really brutal. That's about it. Cutting dudes in half, I think, or something like that.
Equally
But, yeah.
And that's my one of my
Oh,
biggest
my goodness.
criticisms is for they were talking about how combat how much combat had to play in with this next game and
Well,
how much combat training she's doing
She
for the
had to do it,
mocap,
yeah.
and they just didn't show us any of that. So if they did show us that, I think it'd be okay.
That's
with
probably
it.
what you're going to see
They
tonight.
show us a picture of that motherfucking
yeah.
mountain.
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
freak.
on seeing shit.
Which mean you
Yeah, I would think they would save that for when you play the game.
Details of the scans in Iceland or Greenland, or in Iceland and Greenland.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
right.
Would you say they're both the same?
Again, in
Another
Nordic
freaking
regions of
mountain.
the world.
Wow.
So you're crawling through another cave? No, no. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to actually Avowed.
Oh yeah.
I like the art style.
See more, yeah.
I just want to know if Indiana Jones is going to be third person.
I think the art style is shit, but I'm always down for a alternative to the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. Outer Worlds is pretty solid, so want to see what they could do with.
I really love Outer Worlds.
I'm hoping Avowed keeps a lot more of the gothic elements.
I know it's based off.
So can I be a contrarian?
Go ahead.
Can I be a contrarian? I think Avowed isn't coming out this year.
Sir.
Oh really? Wow. What makes you say that?
You don't think it's coming out this year?
I think they want that. I think they're going to spend time. They want to polish it. They want it because how many RPGs do you need? Shattered Spaces is still a thing. Like it's more the same thing. Like another RPG and another. I think.
Yeah, and
they are, but they're the same crowd.
Not
but it's the same crowd.
Not necessarily.
It's like Skyrim, basically, right? It is their version of Skyrim.
But it looks like
completely different.
An Oblivion world.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, I can see a world where they will say, leave Starfield to continue to be Starfield. Shattered Space is coming. Let's let this one breathe.
Well, I don't know.
They'll show it to you. They'll show it to you, but they won't tell you it's coming this year. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, that's fair. Of course, they can definitely push it back if they need to. Could be later this year.
Because they didn't say it's the next 6 months, right? Last year, they said this is the next 6 months. This, they haven't said that. It's the future. So you don't necessarily know that everyone they're talking about is coming this year.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Cerebral, do you want to take this comment?
No.
They never published anything Lois Xbox.
No, I'm just gonna ignore that shit. That shit's console war crap. I ignore that crap on either side.
Has anybody heard whether Indiana Jones is going to be third person or is it going to be first person?
No, we haven't heard. What I'm hoping is my hope for that is
third person.
Can I say something? I haven't talked for like 10 minutes. Let me say something.
Which is amazing, but good.
No.
So my hope.
She always got to mess with Paul.
So my hope for that is that it's like other Bethesda games that allow you to switch from first to third.
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping.
Because for the most part, I like third person, but if I have to look for things in a room or something, I like to switch to first to get my body out of the way so I can get a better idea of what I'm focusing on.
Well, play Starfield third.
Please, show this game. Make it look great. Make it look amazing. Okay.
Just have Nolan North voicing Indy and not be happy I played. I'm like, oh, it's like Nathan. Yeah, it's not. No.
What do y'all think of people thinking that Harrison Ford should voice the character?
No, I don't think so. He's like 99.
Sounds
yeah, his voice is raspy. He's too grumpy to play Indy now.
I'm figuring at this age with him, they'd have to if they recorded his voice now, they'd have to like remove all the gassy parts that are passing it.
So I said that when somebody floated that to me, I said that, and then the counter to that was they don't need him to do any of the lines. They just need him to agree and pay him, and they can just use AI to fill it in.
That's different though. Yeah, that's different.
That's gonna be a doing a Harrison Ford impression to come in and voice Harrison Ford. There's young guys that look like him.
The impression. Yeah.
Wait, it's gonna be Chris Pratt
at this point.
Oh my goodness!
It's not going to work. No, please no.
That's great. That's good. I would love to see that.
I
want a Chris Pratt mod.
Probably will be.
And instead of Indiana Jones, we're actually getting Mutt. We're getting Shia LaBeouf. You're just gonna.
Listen. I am creating the noose right now, Paul. Don't tempt me.
I remember they were grooming him to be the next Indiana Jones too. Then
Yeah.
And the movie didn't do so good, so and people don't like him as much.
That
I've
movie
never
sucked
seen
dick,
any of
and
them.
Shia LaBeouf lost his
What?
fucking
Neither
mind.
have I. I haven't seen any of them either.
Well, let me
Wait,
also say-
wait. Cozy, I can understand, but Triple?
Yeah,
I don't
repeat
know
after
what's
me,
always
Cozy.
like
there
that.
are only 3 Indiana Jones films.
I mean,
Oh, absolutely. There's only 3.
I never had any.
My son is 17 and he's
There
seen
are
them.
only
Like,
3
Jesus.
Indiana Jones films: Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and The Last Crusade. There is nothing else after that.
I haven't seen the last one. I haven't
Absolutely.
seen it's available, but I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched the last one yet.
But Kingdom of the Crystal Corns or whatever it's called. That would
No,
Crystal
no,
Skull.
okay,
Skull.
whatever.
I want to see Kingdom of the Crystal Thorns. I don't know what that is, but
Put it this way. Put it this way.
Here's my-
Shia
Here's
LaBeouf
my-
did so bad. Wait. Shia LaBeouf did so bad that for the last movie they made him a daughter, and totally. I mean, he's gone. He does. That character never existed. That's seriously how bad that movie was.
They retconned him?
In Kingdom of the
retconned him.
Crystal Skull,
Yeah,
Shia LaBeouf lives swinging from vines with monkeys. in
Yes.
trees.
Yeah.
I
They
can
made
never
him
unsee that again. I always think of that. Whenever I think of that movie, I think of 2 things: the refrigerator. First of
Yeah.
all, the old school refrigerators.
Yep.
I remember it was stuck in my head. Kids used to die in those things when they used to play in them because there's a latch that would close and would lock you in, and you'd be dead from that. And secondly, I was like, how in the world did he even live from the concussion of that explosion? But forget about that. And the heat.
It's
But
I know
What
this.
year was
the
it?
monkey thing was the other thing too.
Like shipwreck houses and were lead lined, but you're right, absolutely. The concussion alone would kill. A lot of people
Yes.
don't understand.
And the
that.
heat.
You throw a frag grenade in the middle of a circle of people,
Wait,
even if you get
wait,
hit
wait.
by the
Pause,
shrapnel,
pause.
if you're at
Are
a
we-
30-foot radius,
Let
the
me.
concussion will kill you.
Yes.
Imagine a
Asking
fucking nuke.
the logic
You're
and
not surviving that shit.
science in a movie about people melting from skulls or something.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, no, listen, that's real. That's real. I've heard of people. Not, I haven't seen it personally.
Where the melting faces, there's supernatural and there's science. Him surviving a nuclear blast is not
Oh my
supernatural.
goodness.
You
I
can
haven't seen
survive
it personally, but I've heard on Reddit. You know.
You're
Not
hiding.
very well, though.
You
Yeah,
mean
no,
you
let
mean
me
you
hear me
you
out.
wait
You just have
you
to
mean
get one of those lead sheets that you use for
Even
when
your
you get,
fucking
like,
bird doesn't
X-rays.
believe you.
wait wait so
Oh
you-
man.
so you mean it's real when that guy
Oh man.
reached into the guy's chest with his bare hand, not a knife or anything.
Golly, Mom.
That's realistic too. Come on, Paul.
Well, you don't understand though, Paul. He said Kali Ma shuck today, so it works.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
Paul, you got to get out more, man. Come
When it
on.
comes to the supernatural aspect, I'm willing to suspend my disbelief because it is supernatural.
Cozy's like,
Surviving a fucking nuclear blast in a refrigerator.
Cozy's
That's not
imitating a
supernatural.
baby
That
bird.
just goes against.
Every time she yawns, it looks like that. It's
Have you ever seen the little baby birds right before
yourself.
they're about to be fed? Yeah, that's cozy.
oh my god.
Someone once did tell me, like I apparently got caught eating something.
You're always
And
eating something weird.
my friend, no, I was eating a bagel, but apparently
Oh.
I just
Well, we know you can eat a
two
kielbasa.
bites of it and then shoved it in my mouth and just swallowed. And the person that was next to me was like, "You eat like
I'll
a
be back in a second.
goddamn seagull." And I
Cozy, that was a bit too much. TMI.
This is random.
was like, "You're
If you
supposed
hear any
to chew
weird
a lot
noises-
more than I do."
Seagulls do swallow everything, though. That's crazy.
She's like, I'll score your nuts
Yep.
in my cheeks like a chip.
If you ever want to see gross, give a seagull an Alka-Seltzer tablet. Okay, it doesn't end well for the seagull.
Never seen. I've heard that before. Never seen it though.
Why doesn't that surprise me? That's
For some
what
reason
fucking,
you're not allowed to throw
Cerebral's
rice at
doing.
weddings anymore. The fucking shit expands in the
No, I
bird
mean,
stomachs
yeah,
and explode.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah,
I think Cerebral is just like that type of person. You know, you'll have this one guy going to a park throwing seeds at a bird, and then you have Cerebral right next door throwing freaking Alka-Seltzer. Kill you, die, you motherfucker.
A bag of
I
rice.
can't walk. You think you can stop? Fuck you, bitch. You
Think you're better than me.
No, the schools I went to and worked at, the seagulls in the area learn the bell system, so they would come out for lunch after between the bells.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
the kids would.
Birds are smart, dude.
Yeah, they are. They are very smart. But the kids would throw Alka-Seltzer, and the bird would literally pop because they don't pass
Stop
gas.
fucking lying. You're the first person who told them that. You're the
You never heard that before? I don't know if it's true, but
It's true.
I believe you. Listen, I can believe you can reach inside somebody's chest with some magic words to take the heart out, but I don't know about birds bursting from tablets.
I've seen it. I've had to call the janitor to clean that shit up. Like that's not my job. You.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's,
I'm a fucking tech. I'm just a fucking tech guy. I'm not a fucking doctor. Okay.
I might have to look on Reddit to see if that's true. I'm not sure.
Oh, it's true. It's true.
Going back,
Look, I'm gonna go to Reddit and pull places.
Let's pivot the show back to gaming. That's what we were talking about, not fucking birds.
Yeah, let's try and do that.
That's because Cozy has a bird on her shoulder.
That's a great idea for an indie game. To make
As I said, bird is the word.
Yeah.
It's like Conker's Bad Fur Day when you were the bat that had to shit on the villagers so you could grab them and then drop them in the meat grinder for the
Oh my
Dracula.
God.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember those things. Yeah.
Just to pivot
Good
back
times.
to Indiana Jones, my biggest
Conker's
concern
Bad
about
Fur Day is
Indiana
shit.
Jones right now is, well, Indiana Jones is, what's his weapon of choice?
Whip.
Yeah.
The whip.
Wait. Why'd you say it like that? Why'd you say the
He said it the way you say sword.
Dude, why'd you put the emphasis? Why'd you put the emphasis on the H? Why'd you put the emphasis on the H?
Cool whip.
Isn't it Stu's bedtime?
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
No, but here's the thing. Whether it's third person or first person, I've not seen whip mechanics done effectively. I mean, the last
You
time
haven't played other Rain Dance.
You haven't played enough games, then, sir. Warframe.
And I agree, Wize. I think the two things that are going to go
I can agree
against
with that.
and not to say that it won't be good. It can be and it has potential, but the two things that are really going to hold the game back in terms of trying to reach the level is, like you were saying, the whip mechanics, because you can't have an Indiana Jones game without the whip. It is iconic. It's part of who he is. And the other thing is that it's going to have to be World War II era settings, so you're limited to the to the types of weaponry that you have and shit like that. So I think those things are going to make it hard for it to be amazing. Not to say that it won't be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that they're not possible and they're able to do it, but I've just not seen third-person perspective or even first-person perspective.
We'll find out by next week.
Yeah, we'll find out. But,
I mean, if they can find an interesting way to incorporate it in maybe only like platforming and not for combat, I think a whip for combat's fucking stupid.
No, that's gonna.
See, what
it'd be harder.
If anyone's familiar with playing Uncharted, they had a little grapple hook whip thingy.
Very rarely uses whip for combat. It was mostly a traversal tool.
It'll probably be something like traversal. He has like a meter to charge up, and he can steal the enemy's weapon or something like that, or reach for a weapon.
Very similar to how Nathan
that's a
Drake
good.
had
That's
fucking
wow. Look at you.
Yeah, and Uncharted,
Adam will have his
he'll have a combo
swing,
attack
but it
with
won't
it.
be
They do
something
something like
that's
that.
used for combat.
I mean, they
I'm
probably.
sorry, I was talking when you were going.
There's a lot of bets I'd like to take. I'd like to take that bet.
I mean, if they had some type of hand-to-hand system, again, referencing Uncharted, they could probably incorporate it in that way, but I highly doubt somebody's going to do like a whip-only run and try to...
Yeah.
And
I don't remember...
He said a whip-only run.
I don't remember in the movies where he used that much in combat. I don't remember...
Yeah, really think about it. Yeah, when you really think about it.
Remember when...
Traversal, right? I'll throw him in the idol, I throw you the whip. Just for traversal, not for combat.
Well, remember the main problem with the transition to 3D for Castlevania was that very problem. Was that they weren't able to get the whip mechanics down, and they weren't able to solve.
Yeah,
that
but how long ago was that?
Well, I mean, it still doesn't matter.
Right? Yeah, 100%. And old school 2D side.
I never played that one either.
They're not going to translate well in 3-dimensional, rotate the camera any way you want types of games. Like that gameplay.
I mean, not unless you lock on.
For that type of game.
Because you got something like that with Liza P. You got like a grapple hook type of thing, and as long as you're locked onto a person, you won't miss. But it's the difference between that and you know what? I forgot they do have a whip. There is a whip, and I never use it.
Elden Ring. Come on, guys. Y'all play Elden Ring? They got whips. And
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
He has to fight against some PvP, but I mean,
Yeah,
it
but
works
Yeah.
they're not
yeah.
the same type of game, though, man. They're like
Yeah, the whip,
I
the
know.
whip inside
Yeah.
Lies of P is more of if somebody's in front of you and they come to attack you and you hit it, and you just do this move, and anyone in that zone gets hit, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whip
So
speed run.
that's going to be the challenge, I think.
I mean, not to say that it won't be used in combat, but I think if they keep it to a traversal tool and then use just
More than likely that'll be it.
guns
Yeah.
The one thing it might be used for in combat is to like snap somebody's hand so they drop their gun or something.
Yeah,
cheap.
something like that.
Right, to disarm. I can see that, like, as an
Yeah.
upgrade to disarm enemies with your whip.
Right.
I can see that. To make it like a main combat thing, I
No.
don't think so.
A whip
it's
is
not.
really never
It's
meant to
reversal
be a
tool,
main
which again
combat.
is what it is in the movies. Like,
It's not
whip
even-
is
You never saw the
iconic, it's
rundown.
iconic
That is
as
such
a
a good game.
traversal tool, not as a weapon.
I mean,
Use it to
remember
solve
in the
puzzles,
movie,
use it to
even though the scene was totally done because poor Harrison had been puking his guts out and was sick as hell. When the guy comes at him with the sword, and he's like, "Fuck it," and he pulls out his gun and he shoots the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, that is one of the best
Mhm.
scenes in cinema.
Yeah,
Period.
and it was only because he was sick. It's the only reason that
That was
happened.
really iconic too. That
Yeah.
one scene.
There's so
But I
many
do
things
wonder
in
if the
film and
game is.
TV that happen because of strange reasons, but it's like you can't imagine it any other way now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, this game possibly might be coming out sooner than we think. I mean,
that's
I
the
thought
rumor.
Indiana
The rumor is supposed to be
Jones-
this year.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought Indiana Jones was at least 2025.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Yeah, but
No,
now
not
they're
even
gonna-
2025. I was thinking 2026.
Yeah,
Like we
actually,
just
that's-
heard it last year. So I didn't know they'd been working on the game since.
Yeah, but
Was it
Machine Game's
2009?
last game, though, was what, 3-4 years
Hey.
ago.
Yeah. And
Oh,
so,
yeah,
yeah,
those
Game's had a
somebody on
lot
this
of
panel
time to
said,
develop this
yeah,
game.
somebody on this panel said last week it was probably going to be by the end of this year. Wonder who that was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a
What
They
definitely
already
wasn't
have a
you.
name for it.
Yeah, it was.
The rumor is the game is going to be titled. The rumor is because they data mined it. The rumor is because they found that there's been a lot of IPs that have been sort of registered by Bethesda and Lucasfilms. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So everyone's putting one and one together and saying that that's going to be the official name of the game. So
And
it
I'm
might be
pissed
out
that
of
got
Marvel,
spoiled
I
for me.
hope
I'm pissed it got spoiled for me.
Nah, that's not that big a
you
deal.
think about
What the
it.
fuck did it
Machine
spoil?
Games hasn't made a game in 7 years. So
True.
It's about
Yes.
due.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
That's
Does
what I'm
that
saying.
mean
They're
that
due at this point. They've done cooking. That shit is almost bug.
And they
free,
also
like, they had
have
enough time
multiple teams.
for that type of
So I'll
game
put
to
it
be
out
able to
there.
have it
I want them
Right.
to show me Indiana Jones and tell me, oh, by the way, here's Wolfenstein 3.
that's what I was going to ask.
That's what I want.
Because there was rumors, remember back.
That's
a couple
what I
years
want.
ago,
Well, those in the works.
No, Asante, remember there was rumors. A couple
He
years
said,
ago that
Pete
we're waiting
Hines
for
literally
you.
said they're still working on it. He said
they,
the
they
last
haven't
time
ended the story.
he was
Yeah,
said,
it's still
he was
going.
behind the green screen. He said, "Oh, don't worry about it. We're still working on Wolfenstein 3." They said it with their mouths. So I want to see, oh, here's Indy, here's the whip mechanic. Trust me, it works. Here's the hat. It's all beautiful. And oh, by the way, bing, something,
It just works.
you know. You know,
just
come on.
works.
This is God Howard. He'll have
That's a bit on
suit.
the nose,
He'll have his leather
Yeah,
jacket
not
on,
Howard.
you know.
And see, the thing, what's going
With
to
the hat.
happen? What's going to happen in game is you're going to hit the whip
I'm not
with,
looking like a
with an
fucking
enemy,
member
and the
of
enemy's
Judas
going to go
Priest.
flying into the air for some unknown reason. You're like,
That'd be hilarious.
They don't have. They
I
don't
will
usually
tell
have
you
bad
why
glitches like
that
that
is
machine
a
games.
major
So
not a bug.
The worst I saw was in Wolfenstein, but it was because the enemy had like a jetpack, but like I shot him and he blew up and just flew off screen so far. But, like, I
yeah,
said,
you get that in Starfield too. So
Yeah, so that was hilarious. Like dude was gone.
okay, let's pivot a little bit to Aura. Anybody interested? I don't know how to pronounce it. Aria, or whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
I am very
I
pumped
know,
about this
fuck
game
yeah.
because I'm looking for such a in-depth cerebral experience. My only
Yeah.
caveat about
Play
this
Football Manager.
is go fuck yourself.
Oh my God.
Football. The only football manager
You
I
want
want
to
to
play
play
a
is
game, well,
if
not
I'm
go to
managing the
work.
fucking
Jeez.
You mean
Seahawks
soccer
or
manager?
49ers, not
Yeah,
the goddamn
yeah.
football that you guys play.
If I give you a cerebral experience, you won't survive. I'm just saying.
Oh, I ship it.
know.
Not one person of culture in this chat. All right.
what?
Damn.
All right.
Right?
He's just slandering everybody.
He
tonight.
just took a Sharpie and marked everybody off. Oh, that's messed up, man.
and I hate you.
Yeah, you use a
Oh,
fucking
yo.
Sharpie, not a dry erase marker. That shit is permanent. I'm sorry to say.
I don't mind going up
Bro,
against
I played
everyone.
that prank on
right?
teachers in the past, man.
Just
That's
not a
make
problem.
anybody's-
You and your
everybody's
cardboard cutout? Yep.
Pretty much.
No, my
Pretty
only
much.
concern. My,
This is the Alamo, bro. No problem. This is my last stand. Let's
oh,
do
the
this.
ass kicker hats on. The ass kicker hats on.
See? And you wonder why people you wonder why people keep excusing you from Texas. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? There you go.
No, but,
It's just
but
the
no,
hat, though.
but no,
You got to take the wrapper off your head too.
It's a far
It's the
retort.
hat, though.
So
yeah, but nobody in Texas is gonna have their string up on the top of their hat like that. They get
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, man. You forgot to unwrap it. Yeah.
So
Oh,
this is
It's
completely-
good enough for Lil Nas X. It's good enough for Loke. That's all I'm
so this is completely
That's
off topic
what
because
that
I lost track of what you guys were talking about. But I just finished the Prince of Persia demo, and it ended with the boss tease. I was like, God damn it! Now I got to buy the full game. That was a good demo. I ain't gonna.
Yeah.
I was like, no,
I was
cannot
hoping
play
to.
this boss, goddammit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, no, get the full game.
Version,
I'm like, yeah, man, it's cool.
Well,
Cool.
My biggest
Back on
concern right
topic.
now for Aura is that Microsoft has a problem. Well, I'm not gonna say a problem, but what they like to do is games that are more PC centric. They like releasing it on PC Game Pass first, like Flight Simulator and those of that.
Well,
ilk,
because it's not
Age
like
of
they
Empires.
like releasing it there.
That's where they'll
It
be
just
played.
takes longer. Well, it also takes longer to get it to work on controllers. So
Yeah.
why not just let the people who, they release it where it's more PC centric.
yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's really nothing new. I was thinking in past years we've had games that were PC exclusive that were published by Microsoft. Like it's just that seems to be where they're looking at shit.
I just don't understand why they choose to say, okay, all of our Xbox games or console games have to be on PC, but not all of our PC games necessarily have to be day.
Because there's some stuff
Because you
that
have to.
there's a lot more optimizing that has to go around, like for things like
A lot
Age
of
of
Xbox
Empires and stuff.
defenders
PC is
There's a-
easy.
Yeah,
Okay,
PC
but-
is
Yeah, the
I
whole
can agree
controller
with
thing is
Flight
the real thing
But to
too.
be fair,
It's the
Paul,
other way
the
around.
PC exclusive games that they announced weren't anything insane. There were things that could have easily ran on an Xbox, but they were
See,
Well,
you
but
say that, you
here's
say
something.
that, but you don't know what's
Okay,
under
wait.
the hood of some
It's
of
It's not
those.
about. It's not even about the hardware. It's not even about whether. Let's assume the game can run. Right. PC, you're done. Okay, pencils down. You can publish tomorrow. Console, there are so many hoops you must jump through before you are allowed to publish. Consoles take time and effort, and then you go and you profile, and it's a little off, and then you got to go back and start all over again. Like consoles are hard. I hear this all the time where console people feel like we're second-class citizens. No, yours takes longer to finish than the other guy. They
Okay,
can just
I
hit
can-
done and move on.
I'm actually-
I
I'm-
support your
I'm
point when it
surprised.
comes to games that are graphically intensive, kind of like Flight Simulator. I
All
totally get
games.
that.
All games.
Yeah, I
Even
agree,
indie
all
games.
games. Yeah.
It does. Oh,
Yes.
systems upon systems upon. Do you know how many systems Age of Empires has? It is
Yeah.
ridiculous how many
Yeah.
systems. Right, and you have to
Yeah.
test it all and have it all be approved and completely qualified. Whereas on PC, it can be broken. You can go, oh, I'll fix that.
A friend
That's
of mine,
why.
a friend of mine
Arcus
actually
City
works
PC
for the
port.
part of a friend of mine actually works for the part of Xbox that all games that are going to go on the console go through his department and they have to be cleared. And if there's anything wrong with
Qualified.
them, they get kicked
Yes.
back. They get kicked
That's
back.
right.
And
Do you know the cautionary tale that is Cyberpunk 2077? That changed their qualification system
Yeah.
drastically.
Man.
Like
Yeah.
it is a gauntlet going through there now. Whereas PC, you
Yeah.
hit done. That's why.
Well, okay, so you say Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk ran with, I'm not going to say, well, close enough fidelity between the current gen consoles and the PC to a certain extent. PS5, the Xbox Series X, and the PC really didn't have any problems. The problems occurred in the lower gen, the 4,
It's the
one, and all that
qualification process that you
Yeah.
must go through to get to the end of a closed system, which is a console system, right? It is a closed ecosystem that must perform exactly the same way every time. It's a gauntlet.
but it's
Whether
not
it's
we
this
had
version,
games
that
like
version, and
Gears
even
Pop that were PC exclusive. I don't understand why that couldn't be something that came out on the Xbox console.
look, all I'm telling you is the reason why You will see one come out first before you see the other in the PC parlance. Mainly is not because PC people are first class citizens and they only throw console people to scraps. It's because it takes longer to get it to fit perfectly in that console space. PC can be all over the place, mushy. They can fix it later. You can literally hit submit and it's done. Consoles requires a lot more effort to get it done. And it became even more complicated because people kept bitching after Cyberpunk.
Yep. And let me just say that
Cool.
that
So it comes to
hang on.
first. We're talking about years later and still no port.
Let me just
what
say
talking
that.
about?
Let me just point out that like with Microsoft Flight Simulator, that game came out for PC first, but the reason by the time it came out for console, they had done so much work to make it work on console that they actually repatched the PC side because it was much better, much faster, much cleaner.
When you talk about what do you call it, flight sim, don't even speak because it is in effing sane. It's as insane as
what they did.
as the Last of Us 2 running on PS4. It is insane levels like that to have. Like on average, you needed a rig my price to play that game. And now you can play it on the toaster that is the Series S. It is insane they did that.
It's absolutely
like insane. So it's not like something that just happens all the time. You know what I mean?
And the reason I watched that is because
that's a demanding game too.
I've been playing Flight Simulator since before Microsoft owned it. Okay, that's how far back I go.
Yeah.
You know,
like if you install Flight Sim on my PC, you have to go and come back in like 5-6 hours because all the updates, it takes. If I want to play it tonight, I will play it probably tomorrow because everything that needs to be installed. And then it buckles your 4090 to its knees, and then it runs on flawlessly on the Series S. It is a different beast, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree with Flight Simulator. Long story short, for whatever reason, I just hope it's day and date for both PC and console. Let's put it that way. Because I'm looking forward to
I hope so.
I'm hoping. Cross my fingers. I'm looking to go into a deep dive cerebral game of this type of nature, and it's an itch that I've been longing to scratch for the longest time. So now rumors, they did do a shadow drop.
Rumor has it.
Last year they did.
You've been iconic era again, haven't you? You've been iconic era again, haven't you?
So there's two rumors that of what might shadow drop if something shadow drops this year. The first one is actually, ironically enough, Indiana Jones of all things, which I don't think is going to happen. They're not going to release their.
That's not going to shadow drop. That's not going to shadow drop.
That big. No,
actually,
fucking way now.
Microsoft be like, good, we got Game Pass subscribers already. No.
The other one is an Oblivion remake. Because there was like I don't know if there was a tweet or something about that showed like an Oblivion circle, and
I know that was in their. Did I get leaked with the FTC thing, like in the documents that they have one in works?
That they're working on it.
There's already lots of Oblivion mods though to make the game look better.
We're PC's been a thing for the longest time, and they're still making remasters and stuff like that. So I wouldn't put it past them, even with mods in the equation.
Yeah, no, true.
Well, Oblivion Remake is an interesting one. I mean, I like that. I mean, for the past decade, Bethesda's all been Skyrim. It's kind of going to be interesting to see how this Oblivion remake will be.
I think it would be more of a remaster than a remake.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, I don't really see overhaul.
I would see it as upscaled textures and shit for everything.
Yeah,
there's not much else you have to do.
Yeah,
I mean, the game is pretty solid. It's I mean, they'll have like all the
if they could throw in all the DLC,
was it Knights of the Nine and Shivering Isles?
DLC though, I'm telling you that much.
I never bought the horse armor. I'm surprised.
You don't want that exclusive horse armor DLC?
Oh no!
I buy the horse armor DLC.
Oh yeah!
Shadowmere is the best horse, and Shadowmere don't need no horse armor.
I've never played it, so I don't even know.
All right, in all of this stuff, Nate the Hate and Jeff Grubb both actually said that they've heard games, major first-party games, are coming to competitive platforms, i.e. Nintendo and PlayStation. At first, when I saw this tweet, I thought, oh yeah, obviously it's going to be Hi-Fi Rush. It's going to go to the Nintendo platform. But no, it's more in depth than that. There are games that are actually going to the PlayStation 5. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft's first party output goes to the Switch, because I don't think either of the major platform holders view the Switch as a competitor as much as, especially Microsoft, right? So at first I thought it was going to be Hi-Fi Rush going to PS5, to Switch, and I didn't think it was a big deal, or the new Switch or whatever they're going to call it. But yeah, there's rumors that there's PlayStation 5 ports coming out as well, so that begs the question.
I'm gonna still keep saying it, and I'm gonna just still keep saying it. It's just rumors, and until I hear it come from the horse's mouth. Yeah, but how many times through this year and last year and the year before that we've had rumors Xbox is going to do this, Xbox is going to do this, Starfield might be going to PS5. We always get those kind of rumors whenever it's an Xbox game.
That knew a guy that heard there was going to be a PlayStation showcase soon. So.
Yeah, how about that? I'm still waiting for that.
I'm telling you, people saying I heard this, and the people are just reporting each other.
Yeah. I'm telling you, they have until
exactly,
February
and that's
10th.
exactly what it is. They're reporting each other. Yeah,
they have until February 10th, Chinese New Year. They still have an option here. They it's possible. So to get that secret showcase out of the way.
I doubt it. I doubt it very much.
We're using different calendars now.
Yeah, right. We're using the Chinese calendar for the Japanese company.
Well, there was I was watching a podcast and they were talking about well, wait a minute, Microsoft.
You watch other podcasts? I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you, Wize. I'm just messing with you.
I gotta rip off somebody.
I'm just messing with you. We all do.
I gotta rip off somebody.
Right, second rip off somebody.
Somebody's
I mean, everyone's.
Every week I'm gonna point out anytime Wize starts going, I've been hearing, I've been seeing, I question his sources because they're usually absolute shit.
They're absolute shit. But still, I gotta figure out.
You gotta get some topics. I understand, man. It's
they were saying that.
Yeah, I really do. Wize. I think a lot of people saying I heard from this source this thing, and then that source goes, I heard from that source, and it's just people reporting the shit that they're hearing from each other.
Yeah, I remember somebody reported something J Rock said one time.
Rumor has it.
This don't be that guy that's like, I saw on 4chan and somebody leaked the whole Xbox show.
Exactly.
The script and everything. Like, Bill will come on the stage and say this.
I've seen it. But you ain't seen shit.
The phrase you're looking for, Super. The phrase you're looking for is a circle jerk. They circle jerk each other.
Why can't it be a triangular jerk?
They're hearing from each other.
Yeah, the other thing that kills me is that you get these rumors from these guys, and when they're wrong, they're not held accountable for when they're wrong. I'm talking about dead wrong. Don't get me wrong. Things happen as far as rumors are concerned. Yeah, well, listen, we have things that happen and they change, and things get canceled and things like that. But these guys will be so far off, and it'll all be just detracting from whatever's going on.
And if you point out they were wrong, they block you.
Exactly.
Listen, they don't. They're never gonna be like, oh shit, my bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, listen, bitch, I got my clicks. I don't give a fuck about you. Block. I'm getting my clicks.
Yeah. And guess what? And people still continue to listen to them. And they'll always say, they won't say the last 4 times they were wrong.
They'll complain.
But Microsoft would not. If Microsoft does say, okay, well, you know what, all of our games coming day and date to Game Pass like normal and PC, but we're gonna put all these games or whatever on Nintendo or PlayStation. Microsoft wouldn't be the first time Microsoft does something that is unpopular, but in hindsight ahead of the norm. Like everyone lambastes the launch of the Xbox One, yes, and rightfully so, TV. But at the same time, all of the other crap that they were talking about, always online, 24-hour check-in.
Yes, the DRM thing. Yep.
Yeah, that's
It was
Everything that comes
too
to
much
pass.
information. It was just too much information. at
You
the
know what
time.
though?
This is, so what you're saying, Bushido. So Bushido, what you're telling you, what you're saying is, you want them to lie to you and not be truthful with you. As you don't want them to treat you like an adult. Hide that shit.
Yes.
Is that what you want?
Yes.
The first thing when Xbox did that messaging thing, I was like, "You people are going to regret it." Because guess what happened?
What do you mean by
We
you?
ended up getting. We got. I mean, the
I'm joking.
troglodytes.
I'm joking. That's
I mean,
my That's a running line. That's a running joke.
The
That's a
console
running joke.
troglodytes. That's who I mean.
It's a running joke. I'm sorry.
Your time. You know
what I mean. What I mean is, look, they had both the medicine and the candy together, and you had them separated, and all they gave you now is the medicine. They were going to give you a way to trade and or trade in or borrow other people's
Oh no, that stuff was
goods.
Yep.
They were going to do
right.
that too, in addition to everything they did now. But instead, y'all were like, nope. So they went, okay, never mind, and they still put all the restrictions back, but none of the goodies they were going to do actually kicked in anymore. And everybody else followed exactly the same way.
Because I mean,
and they were ahead of their time.
Yeah, I guess I have the unpopular opinion with this whole, releasing it on other console, other sources day and date. That I don't care. I get to play it on Game Pass. I get to play it on my PC. If somebody on Nintendo or PlayStation wants to pay $70 to play the same game,
it doesn't bother me either. Yeah,
I mean,
it doesn't hurt me anyway.
If we're looking at it logically and saying, what would Microsoft do if the end goal was to make as much profit as possible from the IP they have and leverage everything that they own? It would 100% be that they go third party and put everything on everything.
So now you guys are forcing me to be third party.
When it comes to that,
you're forcing me to be devil's advocate here. Because
hang on, but I'm not saying all the. But I'm not saying all their games. I'm not saying with all the games though.
You're forcing me to be the devil's advocate because I've had this conversation.
Why not do all the games?
No, that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous. That's a ridiculous notion. That's ridiculous. No. Let me tell you why. And I'm a PC player. I'm a multi-plat player. I've played for years, so I don't really care where I play as long as my game saves carry. So I really have no dog in the fight. But those who care, and I have to defer to them. Let me explain, please.
Spencer's been saying for years.
Those who care,
said, we don't care where you play our games as long as you play our games.
Okay, let him finish. Go ahead.
Those who care because it takes brand affinity. Those who love their PlayStation because that's where greatness is. The minute you start disseminating those unique things that make yours
devalue,
right? All of a sudden, that brand affinity is lost. I have no brand affinity to any device because I have many devices. But there are people who are Xbox mains or PlayStation mains. If you see God of War right now on Xbox, will you care? Many people will. This is their problem. I don't necessarily have a way about it, but it's a valid concern. Now, what I will say
that's why I'm a main on the PC.
What I will say is, why is it that people will believe this when the people in charge have basically said everything the complete opposite? Like, yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes. What do you call it? What do you call it? Stewart. What do you call it? The money man at Microsoft was like, oh, we're putting games everywhere.
So
but
Spencer
the people
roasted Crap Gamer when he broke down.
Yeah.
But the people who run this organization will not let that happen. They've said that already multiple times. Even before this leak came out, what was the tweet? It was, what's the vibe for 2024? Not believing what you read on the internet.
Right.
You know, playing 700-hour games and then saying you don't like it.
Isn't
that right?
Every year have high fidelity VR, and he never gave any of that shit to Xbox people. So
okay. So that is a cop out. I don't appreciate that at all. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That is stupid and ridiculous. They want to get into the hardware. The hardware was capable of it. The hardware was capable of it, but they realized that the market wasn't worth it. So they did.
Sure enough, was right.
Doesn't mean the hardware isn't capable. And I'm the big VR guy.
Put
so
HoloLens at E3 and made it seem like it was something they fully intended to sell to consumers when they had
And they
no
were
Well, that's what
going
they sold to the
to.
military.
And they were. Have you actually used HoloLens? They were going to, but then they realized it's not ready for prime time.
Yep.
When you use HoloLens, I have many VR headsets here. I've used the HoloLens many times. When you use HoloLens, you see it like this. When you look here, you see nothing. When you look here, you see nothing. When you look here, you only see it right here. It wasn't the full field. It was a card in front of you.
Medical industries and automotive industries.
Because those industries don't care about the superfluousness of all of that. The technical applications are where it's important. So it wasn't ready for games.
For me, it seems like they used E3 and they used us as a springboard for that technology that they knew was never ever going
no, they did that. But wait, hang on, though.
It's not like you bought it or anybody bought it.
Hang on. See, here we go again. What they knew.
The basis of all marketing is springboarding.
Hang on.
That's a fact.
You say they knew, but maybe they didn't know. They had intention to do all this stuff.
Yeah,
and then as they moved forward,
they were making it. They made it. How did it surprise them?
No, but they were still trying to get it to work the way they intended it to.
They were hoping that the field of view would get bigger in time, but the technology to make that field of view bigger in time would be debilitatingly expensive. So eventually they had to scrap the deal. They literally had a courier done, like my dream device done. It was in their hand, but because of certain pipeline issues that had nothing to do with the device, they had to cancel it. Right,
I think
there's a lot of mushy middle there. That's not just as simple as they lied. That's a derivative argument.
I might be oversimplifying it, but you can just look at how many games we've seen presented at the showcase, and those don't come up for a myriad of reasons. The same thing can apply to technology that's showcased, but then it doesn't see the light of day.
Exactly.
There's a lot of reasons.
You can't use that as a noose around their neck. That's ridiculous. That's a lie.
Also, check this out. I mean, super. All jokes aside. Everything is not hunky-dory and rosy in the house of PlayStation right now. They've got a palpable problem right now.
Headless. They are headless right now.
No. They've basically painted themselves in a corner. They're making these AAA IPs that cost at least $500 million plus, and they're getting approximately 20 million plus sales on their console. So the numbers
not even that this generation.
And all of the prior CEOs have said that effect. I mean, Sean Layton has said
and PS5 has amazing sales. PS5 has amazing sales and horrible attach rate for games. And even when you buy their games, they have to. If you buy their games, they have to sell ridiculous because it costs them too much to market it.
When
they put it on that sphere, and people are like, "Yay!" That's where most of the money goes. So that's why, even though God of War sells, they don't make money from God of War because the marketing budget's too big. Just like the budget of development's too big.
Like to make. Let's put it that
way. That's why COD is very important to them.
Yes.
That's why COD is very, very important to them.
That's why there's the rumors of them pivoting and focusing more on smaller AA games.
As they should.
As
they should.
They should expand
a over-the-shoulder, third-person, strong, story-driven, sad that simulator. Give us a smaller.
But you do have to be fair to Nintendo that they're not the Nintendo to Sony. They're not the only ones that did that, right? They're not the only ones that did that. As soon as Assassin's Creed became popular, all of the other great franchises that potentially was going to be made were dashed in favor of more Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Right. As soon as GTA was so popular, forget any game you've ever wanted. This is how they. So you can't just blame them.
How many open world games were very softish in terms of how they.
What you're seeing is. What you're seeing is big companies with big dollars are risk averse. So the minute you like it, that's all you get until you don't like it anymore.
Yep.
And I mean, at the end of the day, the reason Nintendo makes money is because Nintendo is making money in all aspects. They're making money on the hardware. They're making money on the software because their games are just they're cheaper to make.
They're selling 30 mil.
Darn
near on every.
Their game design is game centric.
They focus their energy on gameplay.
It's insane.
Yes. Yeah, they focus their energy on
people
gameplay.
Are buying those games.
That's right. Yeah.
Like you can play a Nintendo game made now in 10 years and it's like still going to be like, dang, the gameplay is so tight.
Yep.
But a lot of these
Yep.
other games, they're going to have better versions where it's like, oh yeah, the new version is better.
Right.
Right. And see, and like the
Well,
problem that PlayStation has is that these games, I mean, like Horizon Forbidden West probably cost them an arm and a leg to make it look
Horizon
the way
Absolutely.
Yeah.
phenomenal,
Forbidden West.
you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yes.
nothing that Nintendo has
They
put
should have
out
spent more
in
money
its
on the
history looks
story
like Horizon Forbidden West.
instead of.
But you see though, people say the people give short shrift to Nintendo's development, and I will say this: I'll defend him. I hope Joanna Dark in the chat he's gonna use that against me. Like I would venture they spent a good amount of money on Wonder. It wasn't a AA development. Just because you don't see it on the screen in forms of speeds and feeds and ray tracing and puddles and stuff does not mean they didn't spend the money. They spent a lot of money on R&D with gameplay elements, like the things that game does. Like imagine taking your like a company who's been around for over 100 years, taking their marquee franchise and twist it on the head and say, see that guy that does acid in the corner? Let him make the next one. Like that's how it turned out. And it was pretty amazing that they took their king, if you will, and really, really went to town with it and just went wild, right? They are different in that way. Right. Okay. All the others are doing a breach to the top where it's all about the speeds and feeds and how great can you look like a real person, and it loses gameplay.
Anyone care to comment? News comment. MS goes half-assed on everything unless it makes bank up front. So
I would have to ask.
I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
but
like where would you get that?
That's not true at all.
Yeah, where do you get that from?
True, yeah.
If you talk about the Xbox One generation, you might have.
Sir. Minecraft. They bought it when it was going downhill. Everybody thought they were crazy. It didn't make money up front. It's making all the money today. They are not risk averse like that. Yeah. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, this generation is a whole lot different the way they're doing things as opposed to Xbox One generation. You seeing way more productivity and concrete dates and differently exactly. And so them spending money on studios, real studios. Mm-hmm. Instead of only sticking with what was it, Undead Listen, I love State of Decay, but they really did State of Decay 2 kind of a disservice. But either way, that's a different story. But what I'm saying is, you could say that for the Xbox One generation, but definitely not for this generation. Definitely not underneath Phil Spencer. Phil took everything and he took all his chips and pushed them all into this generation, and it's starting to pay off.
And it's not just the console. He was smart enough to go, hey, let's make an ecosystem. Let's tie into the PC. And everybody, and I keep saying this, ABK for a lot of it, yes, Call of Duty was big, but King was the moneymaker. King is where the money's at.
But also, too, when you look at it as far as game production wise is concerned now, you look at Activision, they got a gang of studios working on stuff now that we don't even know about. So you already... Yeah, so you have a bunch of things coming in the future.
Plus their backlog of IPs that we now have access to, or they have access to, that they can tag into.
And by the way, the rare developer, the rare third-party developer that actually used the Series S properly was Activision. Of all the development studios, they're the only ones that had 120 frames on the Series S. Yeah. And now they're part of They're now part of Microsoft. So maybe they do something good. We shall see.
Well, see, what I think people are sort of oblivious to is what you're looking at is the opening throws of what console gaming or gaming is going to be in the future. And Asante, we were talking about this earlier, right? I think it's going to be a more portable / hybrid model. And I don't think it's going to be, because let's be honest, for both of the developers, whether it's Xbox or publishers, Xbox or PlayStation, the most cost prohibitive thing going in is their console, because is
the hardware itself.
The console, right?
Yeah.
So if they are able to absolve themselves from that debt, and only for games,
But there's some graybeards in the mix who literally were born and raised with, I buy the box, you give me the exclusives. I buy the box, and that's on both sides. That's on both sides, right? Yep. So as soon as PlayStation wants to go, well, it's got to be a year later. It's there was a time when they were fighting their own diehards because they weren't enough, right? And Microsoft has the same problem. This is the same thing as Phil sitting on a couch, putting his arm around you and going, buddy, your exclusives on the console are done. Right. And in the beginning, people were like, but now they're like, when's PlayStation going to do it? That was a dumb idea that they waited so long. Right. It was a good idea in hindsight. I do see a world. Now, I say this, people go all crazy. take it from me. I'll let my bias show. I have no allegiance to any platform. I'm a PC player. I play everywhere. So I don't care. I'm like Netflix. Do you really care if Netflix is next to Disney Plus on your Samsung TV?
Nope.
It's still the Samsung TV.
I moved mine. I moved mine. They
Like,
weren't there.
Nobody cared, Paul.
There will come a time where the hardware you'll always get you'll always get a console. I don't believe you won't. You will always get a console.
Right.
There will come a time where it's a means to an end.
Yeah.
You choose to use it to get to the platform that's Xbox through your console. I'll choose to use it to get it to my PC. Somebody will choose the cloud. Somebody will choose a phone. Right. It won't matter how you get there. You get there through some hardware, and where you go is the platform that is Xbox. Just like you go to the platform that is Netflix through everything today. Doesn't make it any less Netflix. Right. It's weird old school gray beards thinking, I think. It's just me.
Well, my white beard doesn't think like that. I'm much more.
Because there is no other industry is victim of pigeonholing anybody into a situation apart from gaming. I mean, if you think about it, like if you look at back in the day with DVDs or even now with music, it doesn't say, okay, you have to play this song on this device anymore. It's not necessarily that. You can you can get Apple Music.
I refuse to play the Matrix on anything besides a Blu-ray disc, but you troglodytes can watch it on Netflix all day. That is your choice. Doesn't bother me none.
Choices. At the end of the day, let's be honest with you. At the end of the day, we're all grown men and women here. Who in the fuck cares if I'm playing God of War on PlayStation 5 and Xbox is allowed to play God of War or
old people care?
Yeah.
Not this old person.
Just the ones that have allegiances to their console.
The ones that are beefing. The ones that are beefing in the streets,
people who have their self-esteem wrapped up in a console.
Where everything plays on everything, then there's no reason.
There's never, we're never going to reach that. I don't think we're going to reach that point.
Yeah, you're not going to reach that point anyway.
No, hold on. Super, say that again. There's no reason for what? I'm sorry, Super. You were saying.
I think he's trying to say no reason.
Everything plays on everything. There's going to be no reason for 75% of the options for hardware. You're going to go to the one, the 2 or 3 at the top, and then that's it.
Right. I mean,
that still gets you where you want, as long as if your priority is if your priority is the content, then why does it matter which option you use to get into it? I don't think PS5 will go, PlayStation will go away anytime soon, right? But at some point, PS5 games may find themselves elsewhere because they need to make more money if they're going to keep those budgets up.
I think there's 100% a future where the consoles don't exist anymore. I just don't see it happening for a while. But I don't think it's going
to happen for a long while. I don't think it's going to happen for a long while.
At least, no. I would say this much. I'm going to go draw a line in the sand. The next generation, I'm pretty confident there's going to be a next generation with a PS6 or whatever the Xbox is called there.
100%. Now, after that, I would say there's a risk of PS7. But there might not be a risk of Xbox because they just have stupid money. But there might be a risk of PS7 if they don't change something, the trajectory they're going. Right? I don't know about PS6, but 7, if they keep going in this direction and they don't catch fire with some kind of new paradigm, which would be, free-to-play game or something that makes them money that COD used to do, I don't know about a PS7. I'm just saying because they need money,
especially
big money,
if COD goes by yearly. That's gonna hurt big time.
Yeah,
and then don't forget,
or them going on PC sooner because that opens up their player base, and that's what they need to do.
And Cerebral and Super, don't forget, for PlayStation, for Sony, all of their eggs are sort of lined in with
PlayStation's basket.
So PlayStation's not making money. Sony,
they're done.
Yeah.
So PlayStation's the only reason why Sony's still fucking alive
as a company.
Sony is still pretty strong in the industry side of electronics and stuff.
Yeah,
not in the consumer side.
Oh, they're doing better now. They're doing way better now because they used to outprice themselves. They made good products, but they outpriced themselves, especially TVs. Everybody else was making a lower end, higher end. Lower cost efficiency with TVs now, and Sony was outpricing everybody. But now, they came into this year where they were like, no, we're gonna match TCL and LG, and we're gonna do all them. We're not gonna overprice ourselves, and that's gonna help
because their focus has been on the professional level, not the consumer level.
Right.
If you go
most
into the TV
other
studios
phone
and
manufacturers use their optics, their lenses also. They are big lens makers. So Sony will be all right in certain instances, but they will diminish greatly if PlayStation is gone.
Right.
I would say I would even venture to say a decade from now, the gaming industry is not going to be what you're looking at right now.
Absolutely.
Oh
I
I'm excited.
Be confident.
Shit, man, a decade ago, it's not even close to what it is now. So
Yeah.
That's
I agree with
true.
that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Cozy, what?
It's
Any
unrecognizable.
point on this? Do you think?
I'm
what's gonna
Talk
happen?
to Cozy, you have to.
I've
address
always
the
said
parrot.
I'm a feature first gamer. Like I've always talked
There
about
you
being
go.
a feature first gamer. I don't really care about the platform. Give me features. Like the only reason I rock with more with like Xbox and Microsoft right now is because of Play Anywhere and free cloud saves. Literally, Play Anywhere free cloud saves.
Yeah.
Which is
Maybe
the
even
future of
piano.
gaming.
And look,
I
Game Pass
wish.
helps.
Shut up.
But
Game Pass too, because I'm cheap.
Game Pass helps. Yeah.
well, let me say
Awesome
this.
indies I would never thought of. That's why I mess with them.
Well,
yeah.
let me say this.
Fact.
In fact, this might be a benefit. There might be a silver lining to all of this because now, if this is the situation, now the game is on all platforms. It's got to compete with games on all platforms. So now it's not going to be good enough for them to say, "Oh, okay, it's on Game Pass." No. Now you have to compete with your God of Wars and your Super Mario Wonders. So now the caliber of the quality of the game has to go up because it's now in a different market.
Well, but this is why Nintendo has won for so long, right? When they focus only on gameplay and the experience, that's where all your attention and your money goes. Others are split focused. They got to focus on the infrastructure and then the game.
Exactly.
Right? So you'll get beautiful speeds and feeds, but you might get diminished gameplay.
Exactly.
And no Viva Pinata.
Think about it this way.
Or Fruit Ninja, baby. It's all about Fruit Ninja.
I support that too.
If all platforms, let me say this, and this is going to be controversial. If all games are released on all platforms, do you think Xbox would release Halo Infinite in the condition it was released in, or Redfall in the condition it was released in?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't
I'll
believe
tell you-
Redfall in the first place, but
So can I tell you what happened with Redfall?
Go ahead.
Redfall is a PlayStation game. All of Bethesda's games are PlayStation games. Now let me tell you how. You can throw the virtual tomatoes at me, but let me explain.
I was about to fall asleep.
Let me explain. Yes, now you awoke, right? Okay, let me explain. So this is a quick analogy, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? When you calm down, when you are the biggest pool, right? Third parties focus on you.
you first.
Right?
Yep.
You first. And oh, by the way PlayStation does it is a Linux core operating system, a Linux development pipeline, whereas obviously Microsoft is using Windows. So you got to go. So imagine you get out. This is the analogy I use to convince somebody. Imagine you get out in the morning, you need to get your cup of coffee and you need to get your car. And the cup of coffee is all the way there and the car is all the way there. Depending on which one you get first, the other one gets much harder. Most people go to PlayStation first, which makes Xbox much harder. Doesn't mean Xbox is bad. It means you should have went there first. But until you do, it'll always be much harder. And until they bought that publisher, they were a third-party publisher. And as a third party, it's your fiduciary duty to make as much money as possible. So what were you making? A PlayStation 5 game.
Yep.
So that's the reason why Starfield runs at 30 frames per second on the Xbox. Not because it can't, but because they started it as a PlayStation 5 game and didn't use the tools that could make it run better on the Xbox.
Remember,
That's
PlayStation's
why.
going to buy that
Upsetting to me.
exclusive.
As a
It's the
PS5 owner,
truth.
that is very upsetting. I'm triggered
Right?
now.
It's the truth. If they had gone the other way first, you'd get 60 frame Starfield on the Series S. But they didn't go the other way first. They went to PlayStation first until Microsoft went, nah, you are mine. So now they got to cobble it together. Eventually, you're going to see the Series X and S will run Starfield at 60 frames per second, I bet. Because they didn't start as Xbox games. Neither did Redfall. Neither did any of them who were running before. Like, making a game is a layer cake. You build on top. By the time you own them, they are 4 years into development. What are they going to do? Throw it all away and start from scratch? Hell no. They're making a PlayStation
Then
game.
it's their fault for releasing the games at 30. They could have
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you know my number one smoke
Like
for that
Redfall.
game? You know my number one smoke for that game? Look at Mr. Phil Spencer's gameplay time. He put so much hours in Vampire Survivor, but you didn't put any time in the game you were releasing to see that maybe it was not good?
I gotta kick back about Vampire.
never looked
Vampire
at that.
Survivor is digital crack.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, bro, I have the same amount of time in Vampire. I love that game, but it's the only first party releasing in your platform in a long time. You didn't bother playing it first? I'm sorry.
I know that.
Yeah, you gotta Phil
That's
Spencer
just a lot.
said they thought the scores were going to be double digits higher than they were for Redfall.
Yes.
Yes. Really?
Yes. They just kind of spit it out there because they probably didn't want to spend time polishing it. They didn't want to spend time cleaning it up. But it started the opposite way, and it takes a lot of effort to get it to run righteous on yours after it starts the other way. Yep. That's how it is.
Remember the word was that PlayStation was looking to buy that as an exclusive.
That's right.
And if it wasn't for Microsoft coming in and buying the whole thing, it just might have been.
And my explanation can be applied to every single third party on every platform today. They are the biggest pool, so they always get priority. And unless Microsoft says, screw our development environment, now we're Linux too, there's no way they get the benefit of it. So you always get the second class.
And they're never going to say that.
Yes, so you always get patched games versus native, well-running games.
I lost a good friend because of Vampire Survivor. I got to say that. That's all I got to say.
Did he die well?
No. I was playing a game one night. The next morning was his wedding. And I started at 10. Next thing I know, I looked at the clock. It's 2 in the morning. And I'm like, well, shit, I got to go to fucking bed. Okay, maybe one more game. 5 in the morning. 5 in the morning. I'm like, okay, I need to go to bed.
Dangerous phrase.
You can't go to his wedding. You missed his wedding.
No. I went to his wedding.
You should have
I went to his wedding, and I was sitting in the front row.
Dozed off.
And I was
You fell asleep?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Say it's not my fault. Vampire Survivor did
My
it.
wife would have soothed my ears. Ouch.
The preacher's like, does anybody have any reason? And
you start snoring.
I didn't even know the motherfucker got married. I just got When's he
You just thought you went to some other place to eat. That was it.
just left, you know.
Watch the video later. You'll be snoring in the front row. Hilarious.
No, man, my show wasn't even the right
It's
way.
not as good as Bushido's edible story, but it's a damn.
Oh, man. Yeah.
All right, but anyhow, look, I'm going to give you the last word on this. Okay, let me preface it by this. At the end of the day, I'm a content consumer. I want the best content to me. I could care less the plastic on which the damn content is being delivered to me. Okay, and if going third party for all 3 console makers means that I'm going to get a better quality of game because they're now all competing with one another, I'm down. So go for it. You know, I could care less if my PlayStation brethren are playing it. I could care less. What the fuck do I care if somebody's playing Redfall on PlayStation or God of War on Xbox?
I think some of the hardcore fans are like, I'll be okay with it if we get God of War on Xbox, which you never will.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying is, hypothetically speaking, why do I care?
If both of them are intermingling. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Why do I
I could see like the AA type games doing that, being, like high five, the high five rushes of the world, being the games like that to be able to, but the bigger AAA games, I don't see anytime soon.
Horizon's going to PC and mobile and not PS5, so there is some precedent, they're doing some things.
Well, and people think that MLB The Show is on Xbox now, which we would have thought that wouldn't have.
Yeah, how about that? Well, the Major League Baseball forced that. Yeah, Major League Baseball forced their hand on that.
Yeah. If that's the case, can't Disney force some hands too? Just saying.
That is true too. That is true too. Don't do that for my Blade game though. But I hear you. I hear you.
It has this shit in there, like you better sell X amount.
Yeah, that's the deal. Yep, they wasn't selling. Yeah,
but you have to understand, if Xbox is making the deal, selling is the last thing. It's about what can you give me right now. Because they got the bag to give you right now. That's what they don't care, because they know the consumers might buy or might not buy it, but you got the bag right now. Give me the bag right now. Yep. Sony can't promise you that. Sony can promise you an audience. Microsoft can promise you a bag today. That's the difference. right?
And that's why MLB took
Then
that
you're
deal.
secure. You don't care if it doesn't sell.
Just handing them the bag for a game that may not make back that bag because it's in Game Pass. That's the issue.
But see, you have to understand the bag.
That's money that they weren't
it's
making.
Power.
Yeah,
it's a power play, not a I need money play. It's a we eventually need everybody to come here play. We're tired of kowtowing to iOS because we lost our operating system. We're tired of having to give up Windows to everybody else. This is our ecosystem. You gonna come to us. Even if it means we spend a lot of money to get you there, you gonna come to us. That's what they do.
The return on investment isn't necessarily money.
Yes.
The amount of money they've spent so far, they haven't seen a return in like a jump.
No, that's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. They made back. They made back $70 billion before the ink was dry on that contract. Like. That's not true at all. They overshadowed Apple as the most profitable company in the world yesterday.
For like 2 hours. For 2 hours.
Yes, for 2-3 hours. Yes.
That still counts.
But still.
You know what that shit is? You know what that shit is? That's the AI looking at it like, oh fuck, I made a mistake. Let me reverse course.
But I guess I say that to say when you are at that level, what you gonna get paid today, tomorrow, next week, 5 years, 10 years, 50 years is far lowbrow for you. We think that way because our money ain't that long.
I just hate when the conversation always goes to, oh well, Microsoft will just give them money. Oh, the solution, Microsoft just gives them money.
No.
I don't like that.
But it's the case when it comes to this deal we're talking about with MLB.
That is not a long-term solution to any of the problems they have because they can't.
But they don't.
Well, not really. Not if you start getting subscribers. It's if you start getting subscribers and people start seeing that you're throwing games like Liza P and what are the big AAA games that came out this past year? I done forgot about them, but there were a few AAA games that came out this year.
But think about it, Bushido. What AAA big game made a big splash in 2023?
Million subscribers.
Which they can get overnight by turning WoW into Game Pass subscribers.
Oh yeah.
Well,
right?
and just because Microsoft's going to throw a bag of money, they don't do it willy nilly. They do look at, okay, what can we get out of this in the way of, okay, we're going to get them over into our system, but also it opens up a relationship as well.
Right, and it keeps it.
There's a reason they're teetering between them and somebody else being the richest company in the world. They know what they're doing to make money.
Every issue.
See, but this is what you're saying. Look, Super, I understand what you're saying, right? But you're talking about a company that is teetering between the other company as the most profitable company in the world. Chances are they know how to manage their money better than you.
And Sony was doing that in the first place. Let's not act like Sony wasn't doing that in the first place. Sony was doing that with third party exclusives.
I totally get that, but I just
right. So it can't be. Well, listen. What I'm saying is, it can't be bad for one of them, but be good for the other, though. It can't be that one company is spending what they can spend to get third-party exclusives, but the other one's spending a boatload, and you're like, well, they shouldn't be allowed to. Well, that doesn't make. No, don't listen. They have people that worry about their money. Let them worry about their money. So what we need to do as consumers, whatever they give us as value,
is benefit from what you can benefit from instead of worrying about potentially what it could mean. No, they are all right. Right? If they weren't all right, they wouldn't have almost
wouldn't be here now.
The campaign right now.
Yeah.
They all right. So don't worry about their numbers because your money ain't as long as theirs.
Right.
They're all right.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care whether, I mean, it's like this. I don't want PlayStation to lose. I don't want Xbox to lose. I don't want anybody to lose.
Yeah.
I want good
competition.
content. And I only get good content when they're all firing
when they're both competing.
Cylinders.
Yes. Agreed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, whatever that means. And to be honest with you, Xbox, if there's one thing they're guilty of, they've always been guilty of playing the long game. We talked about this already.
They see the future too much, and they don't know when to strike. They strike too early many times. Yes,
exactly.
Many times.
And you think about it, if it wasn't for them getting their butt kicked the whole last generation, we might not get the same or even have Xbox to this day.
Bushido, that's why I'm excited that hopefully they start kicking PlayStation's butt soon because PlayStation ain't no slouches. When you kick their butt, they will also innovate and they will also do something interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do.
I'm looking forward to see who.
PlayStation in the corner.
Yeah,
The
I'm
best
looking forward to
PlayStation
see who their next lead of PlayStation is going to be.
That's what I'm concerned
Yes.
about.
Thing.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm concerned about.
That-
Deshaun
that-
Layton
yeah.
that brought PS4 up to what it is today, he's gone. And people still look at it as the same PlayStation. I don't, and I'm concerned about that. And then you're putting people in charge that weren't in gaming before, so I'm kind of concerned about the future of what's going on with that because of that. I'm talking about. Listen to a guy that loves PlayStation games. I love their exclusives, but at the same time, they haven't really changed or done anything new, and I'm concerned about that.
Yeah.
So hopefully this will change things for them, but I don't like what's going on with leadership. Hopefully I'm wrong though.
All right,
They can't afford to get another leader like Ron. They need to get somebody who's more in touch with gaming and with the community. I think.
Hello.
I hear people say people floating Bobby K.
I've heard that so many times.
Or Pete Hines.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like their weakness is that they are the go-to console.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so basically,
Because it forms
they
complacency.
they want to be like Nintendo, where people talk about, like, you get a lot of people vocally talking about, like, oh, Nintendo PlayStation for the exclusives, but that's not the reality. They're not really like Nintendo, where people are actually like, man, like where Mario Kart can top the charts for several years.
Fact. Yes.
Right.
That one iteration of Mario Kart.
Never had to offer a
Yep.
price shop for a game 10
Yep.
years later.
I
still
mean,
floating.
at the
10
same time,
never
years.
seen
there's no
Nintendo
benefit
game go on sale.
have
And
any
for
third
them,
party
that
support.
PlayStation
So
wants to be in
90%
that
of the
level.
games that released that year don't come to fucking Switch. So if you have a Switch, you better be getting Mario Kart because it's like the only shit you're gonna get.
I don't have it on my Switch.
Smash
All I know
Brothers.
is since I can't walk in real life, I don't want to not play nothing but walking simulators. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
Well, at the end of the
We
day,
need a
Nintendo's
Professor
the problem-
Xavier simulator, Paul.
No.
Wow.
I like that one. That was good.
Hey,
All right, well,
Spider-Man got you. Sony got you coming. They got X-Men coming soon.
There you
Awesome.
go. There you
I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's going to be better than what I saw with Wolverine. I wasn't really too happy with that. It looked like God of War again, and you give me the same thing again.
Early build.
It's an early build though.
That's also
Yeah, no,
experience
don't give me
trying to
early build dildo nothing.
Don't
That's
sleep on
the game.
Insomniac, man. Don't sleep on Insomniac, man.
Listen,
you
any
are
other
wrong
thing,
for
I agree
sleeping on
with you.
Insomniac. I'm sorry.
But this one,
I know some of the graphic stuff is some of the last.
ain't about the graphics. It ain't about the graphics. It's the gameplay. Then look at the big old fat samurai dude. I was like, what? Never mind. All right, I'm just gonna go on a tirade on that
I
thing.
mean,
I just wasn't digging it.
That samurai dude may never even show up in the final game. You don't know.
Yeah, well,
Don't
we'll see.
sleep. Do not sleep
I
on
agree with
Insomniac.
you.
They are the greatest.
But guess what? We
I'm
said
a
that
huge
about CD
Insomniac.
Projekt Red, and then they
Not
had a
learned our
problem with
lesson
that. And
Kojima is the greatest.
everybody throws a clunker in every now and then.
We're talking
Well-
games, not movies.
Well, CD
We're talking-
Projekt, that mistake with CD Projekt
Yeah,
Red
Luke.
wasn't their fault. That wasn't
Whatever
their
you
fault.
said.
That was the
Suicide
pencil
Squad
pusher.
is definitely Rocksteady's fault.
No, that was the board members. The board members forced CD
Yeah.
Projekt Red to push that game out.
Same with
I don't care what you
Rocksteady.
say about, I don't care about what you say about Suicide Squad. About CD Projekt.
Oh,
Suicide
but that's
Squad
another
is
one I'm concerned
definitely
about.
Rocksteady's problem. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't have hope
That
for
game
Suicide
is
Squad. I don't have.
I'm hoping it's going to be good because we're not going to get another Rocksteady game for another 10 years probably. So I need that to be at least okay.
Man,
Jeez.
I saw,
James Gunn wants this whole integrated universe where all the games are connected with their new DC universe, and
I'm not
James
mad
Gunn's
at that,
doing all kinds
though.
of weird shit.
It just you just have to be a good game, and I'm not.
I guess the only thing
Right.
I'm curious is like how the story carries over. Like, are we just saying
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got
I
to play the game
guess.
to experience the movie, you play the movie to experience the game? Like, what? No, no.
Well,
I mean,
hopefully,
if you haven't seen the leaks, man, if the leaks are what the game is story wise, they're just doing all kinds of random shit for the sake of making it fit with the style of game they're making. It makes no goddamn
We'll
sense.
see how that works, but I'm concerned about that Rocksteady game. I really am.
Well, hopefully.
I think they are the goats, but man,
As much as I love Rocksteady, I really do wish the game fails because I hate games as it looks.
Don't say
Wow.
like that.
Wow. Why?
Doesn't mean there's not a fan base that
Get the
will
type of his own show.
They turned against you.
The sooner this fails, the sooner they'll move on to something else. Because the same way GTA Live works, if this thing works, we are fucked. Rocksteady is going to be stuck on this thing.
That's true.
You do realize, though. I hear you, Lo. I hear you. This is the problem, Super. Super's right, because this is not Microsoft, who's like, yeah, you made a mulligan, keep it moving. This is Zaslav. He's trying to cut you even when you do good things. If this thing fails, Rocksteady is peace out.
Did you see that?
That's why I'm hoping Xbox is trying to buy them because
Suicide Squad for 9 years, guys. It's been in development for 9
but
well, technically, it's not been in development for 9 years. They made another game. It was stopped, and they were made to do Suicide Squad after.
Superman.
Well,
and then
Christ had to be crucified in order for us to get salvation. So
I absolutely do not trust.
Might as well.
Plus, knowing Zaslav, he cut their budget at the end there, and because
they were planning to make another Rocksteady proper game, and Zaslav, and they had to go pivot to games as a service.
And if you wonder what's going on over there, remember Zaslav just sold a shitload of his Warner Brothers stock for tax purposes.
Yeah.
So he's setting it up to fail. I hate to
it'd be nice if he sells,
John Campy calls it the axe of Zaslav. The axe of Zaslav falls heavy.
he is setting up Warner Brothers to fail.
I think I'm going to open a betting site for video games. Like predicting that games are going to be good or great. And,
and remember,
if it was open, everyone just go very low with Suicide Squad. This is going to be a shit show.
And here's the other thing.
That likes to coddle publishers. Access Media is like,
there's a problem. People like you and me and the rest of us are going to say, fuck that game, we're not buying it. But all these little millennial fucks will be like, oh, it looks like Fortnite. I think I'll spend money on that shit.
Let me throw this out there.
I don't know, man. You'd be surprised, man. Some people, when it comes to hit and miss games, you can never tell when it comes to these types of games. You can never tell what'll hit. You couldn't tell me that the finals would be as big as it is. Not saying it's not a good game, but as big as it is.
Fortnite was trash when it first came out. That's Fortnite you're playing.
They didn't pivot from Save the World.
I played the Fortnite campaign. That's not what I played here.
Yep. If they didn't pivot, they would have been messed up.
We've had people that have had hands-on with the game. Multiple people, not one, not two. That
game is a DOA.
Not a single one of them have come back with a positive outlook of the game.
Nope. And let me just say this. I was going to point this out too. There have been talk about them selling off their gaming side, Warner Brothers, including that.
Yes.
And if this tanks and those stocks go down lower, that's what he's going to do. He's going to dump it like trash.
Yes.
I hope so.
He's going to sell it low and take it as a tax write-off like those unfinished movies he has sitting behind him in his office.
So those who have money, get your money ready because somebody's going to be buying some publishers.
But games
I hope it's somebody I know.
But games as a service worked in the whole COVID thing. That's really when I started blowing up.
Triple's an
people
incredible
were
right
sitting
now.
at home.
But look at what COVID has brought us. COVID has brought us a lot of firing because they overexerted themselves.
True.
COVID gave you a false sense of security.
Yes,
and now
sir.
you have to go back to normal.
Yes, sir.
Think about it. Back in the day when we were stuck at home playing at COVID, we had nothing else to do at home besides play a game. Here's a game. You have to pay X amount per month to get new content. Okay, cool. The government's giving me fucking money. Let me go ahead and do that. Sure, why not? Let's go ahead and do that. I got money to burn. Now that everyone's back to work or whatever, now it's a whole different story. Nobody wants to sit in and play piecemeal $15 to get new content, and when you can pay $70 and get the whole fucking game, So people are
Who would have thought Roblox would have been as big as it is? Roblox was like trash. That thing is huge. You can never tell if any or I mean, listen, you could.
I'm telling you,
as
this game is going to be shit.
Oh no, I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying, like, you can never tell as far as like, you making one of those games and you're like, this is gonna hit. No, you don't know.
Let's be clear. This iteration is shit, sure, but they could pivot and it could be amazing. Just like Fortnite was shit, they pivoted and here we are, right? But we all can agree this version that's been tested and been seen is shit. Absolutely.
Yeah. If they're given a chance, I can see them doing that. Yeah.
But I don't think Zaslav's not going to get it.
Will Zaslav do that? Yeah.
He won't give him a chance.
Exactly.
He won't give him a chance before he tells him on the cheap. No, he won't.
Because if we can come up with a brief history off the top of our head, when this thing is tanking, I'm sure a team of professionals with days or hours to prep will be able to come up with.
So let me tell you this, Luke. Let me tell you this. Look,
games that pivot.
Let me give you the idea of what Zaslav is. Okay, HBO. You've heard of HBO.
Yeah.
HBO is worldwide, a prestigious brand. It is tip of the spear. Do you know what he did? He decimated HBO for Honey fucking Boo Boo. That's what he did. Because Honey Boo Boo is cheap to make and makes all the money. Right? Now, HBO basically dead, right? And all you watch is 90 Day Fiance because that's Zaslav.
Yep.
It's like, what can we make as cheap as possible? Right? Get some schmucks to be able to put themselves on TV and look like fools. We rake in the dough. He is not he's not quality at all. He's quantity.
The other thing he's done since he's taken over Warner and stuff, he changed it from HBO Max to just Max. And HBO is their brand. HBO was
the brand.
Right.
And he trashed the brand. The brand no longer exists. HBO as a brand no longer exists. Period.
He knows the cheap, slocky shit sells. So he's not going to go about quality. He wants the cheap, slocky money. It's quick. It's immediate.
I hope you all are right because
I hope we're wrong.
You're right. Then
I hope we're wrong because I want Rocksteady to be around.
Soon.
Yeah, I want to see Rocksteady too. Though. I think I'm gonna go with the lock on this one.
I can go somewhere else.
I think Rocksteady will be around, but it's not going to be under Discovery Warner.
Yeah, I agree. I hope that.
Now, who will be able to buy them quicker than they get closed?
Every time one live service game dies,
I'd say Xbox.
It's worth one bottle of champagne.
Oh yeah, I'm with you with that. I'm with you with that.
No. When a games as a service dies, an angel gets its wings. That's all I gotta say.
An angel gets its wings.
Angel gets its wings.
There you go.
All right, guys.
Fantastic.
8:15. We got to get out of here. It's 9:15 Eastern time and 8:15 Central. So let's go ahead and get close it up. Kay Asante, since you are our guest, tell us where we could find you, and thank you for being on. Hopefully you had a good time.
Oh, it was a great time. I appreciate you having me. Sorry it's been some time. Actually, today. This is the New Year's resolution, baby. If I'm podcasting, I'm on the feet, standing desk. 2024. That's what I'm doing. So if I'm podcasting, I'm standing. That's what I'm doing. But no, thank you so much for having me.
Show off. No.
I'm trying to continue to use them while I have them.
That is ableist. That is ableist.
So thank you guys so much for having me. As I for those who don't know, I host a show on Saturdays with my co-host, Mr. Everborn Saga, the Gaming Circle podcast. We're having some guests coming on, doing some interesting things on the show. I've been doing it for a while, growing pretty well. So come check us out if you can. The right there on X, TKO Sante on PlayStation, Xbox, all those places. You follow me, I follow you back. We have a good time. So come check us out. We're actually.
What are you talking about?
I follow you. Of course, I follow you. I got to keep up with your slander, sir. Actually, the channel is giving away. Actually, in 2 weeks, we are giving away a Series S with an X screen attached.
Ooh,
brand new.
Nice.
Yes, fancy. The community both gave it to us to give to the community. So we're like, hey, why not?
Nice.
So come check us out.
What an asshole.
Yep. Re-gifting. I'm re-gifting. Well, I already have a Series S over there, so I don't need another one. But yes, come check us out. We do giveaways and we talk games as we all do. Appreciate y'all having me. It was enjoyable being here. Thank you.
Hopefully you enjoyed your time here, and hopefully you would be willing to come on again sometime.
Sure. See, the problem is my time, right? This was literally right walking into the office right from work. but I'll make it happen. It was a good time. I appreciate it.
Hopefully you had a good time and everything. And I've been trying to get Everborn on, but like I think like
I'm sure I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him. Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm not anywhere near you guys' level or anyone else's level, but I really enjoy what I do.
Stop
Hopefully
it.
Comes through.
Stop that. That's terrible.
We
talk games. We enjoy games. That's what it's about. Nothing else like that. Yeah. What level, please? I'm a dude who works and talks about games on a podcast for fun. That's what we do.
And honestly, I don't know, man. I'm seeing this message. K Asante has you blocked. I don't know what that's all about. But,
He has me blocked. No way. Unless you said some racist stuff, then yeah, all bets off.
Don't worry, I have cerebral Paul blocked too.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
unless you said some racist stuff, then
All jokes aside, I would never have had the courage to do this if it wasn't for folks like actually Mr. Bushido, Cerebral Paul, Lowe, and Doom. He's not here right now, and Triple as well. They actually gave me the courage to like sort of stick my neck out. So I'm trying to grow this as slow as I can or whatever. But,
did you just say stick your dick out?
No, my neck, because it's a lot longer than my dick.
Okay.
I'm not African. So
wow.
Now triple comment.
See, now me and Loke gotta just sit there. Me and Loke just gotta be like, okay.
We can't fight him because
we can't say nothing.
Haven't y'all seen the meme? Haven't y'all seen this meme?
Oh, no. Anyway, moving on.
Oh my God!
Stop it!
Oh no!
But Asante, really, thank you. And if you could tell Everborn as well,
I definitely will. We will. I would love to have y'all on the show. Now we do it PG-13 because it's Saturday mornings. We call ourselves GI Joe. We shoot lasers, not bullets. So I don't have to calibrate.
You might as well not have. You might as well not have Wize on then.
We used to swear, but then people said they listen in the car with the kids. It's Saturday morning, so we keep it PG-13.
No, I mean the motive is of this theme is a Friday night. You're going out with your friends to the bar and drinking and stuff. So you're just letting it go wherever it goes.
Let it out.
That's just how you are.
So,
Cody's feeling her pills. Yeah, we can tell.
No cock feels allowed.
There's nothing to hit. There's nothing to hit.
All right, Cerebral Boss Man, tell us where we can find you, sir.
You can find me at Twitter, or that thing called X, whatever it is now. It's Cerebral Paul 1. You can find me at Twitch at Cerebral Paul. You can find me on Tuesdays at the Xbox Ambassador channel for Gaming Differently with Cerebral Paul. On Mondays, you can find me on 4GQ TV for the Pop-Up Powerbomb Wrestling Podcast. On Thursdays, you can find me on 4GQ TV for a regular podcast. Fridays, you can find me here. And Saturday and Sunday, you can find me wherever. Yeah.
Paul is a busy motherfucker.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm trying to make, and Sunday, as I said, like I'm trying not to miss
super language.
It's like that's the only time I really can afford to give because of my.
I will tell you, the we are a small channel. We've been growing steadily. It's great. The thing that's worked for us, consistency. Always. If y'all Fridays, stay Fridays, man. Always. Yeah. It's worked for us. Built a great network, great community. Man. It's awesome. Yeah.
Okay, Triple, tell us where we can find you, sir.
You can find me on Twitter, X, Twitch, YouTube, Triple Comic Gaming. Whenever I put something out and I'm not grinding raids and Destiny to try to get the weapon, no, I'm not going to get it. But one guy got it 2 times while everybody else is struggling to get it once. So, yeah.
Cool. Pills and Potion, Miss Cozy Beluga. How are you? Tell us where we can find you, ma'am.
Pony Beluga.
What?
She's like, what? What's going on?
He said your name. Do you not recognize your name?
I thought it was the bird talking.
Every other Thursday, you can find me along with where Paul is.
See, Cozy, this is what happens when you don't let me do your outro.
Fine, then do it. Do it.
No, go ahead. Finish. You already started
you interrupted. So go ahead and do it.
You tell him, Cozy.
Anyway, you can find her, like she said,
Go
on
ahead,
Thursdays on 4GQ TV. Friday, she's on bull sitting before hopping on. Oh, sorry, on bull sitting on TSWS Gaming. Before she hops on Wasted with Wize on Friday. Cozy Beluga has a special presentation for her comic book that's coming out. Make sure to tune in to bull sitting on the 26th of January.
Nice.
It's $100 a pop. Make sure y'all are ready to go. All right. The comic is special. It's very good. And
Okay,
trust me,
When plated.
when you guys watch the special episode on the 26th, you will understand why it's so special. And get your wallets ready. Cozy, you good?
Yes.
No.
forgot
Wait,
one.
you forgot Sunday. You forgot Sunday.
Oh, damn it. Sorry, I forgot Sunday.
Yeah.
Paul's looking at his
Majestic
calendar and shit.
Mayhem at
Well,
9
that's what's
p.m.
up.
on Sunday.
All right.
On
That was a
4GQ
terrible
TV.
job, Mark.
TV.
That was a terrible job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look, stick
low
with your
botch.
baby.
You should have let her do it herself, man. You should have let her do it
Yeah,
herself.
yeah. Said you interrupted her.
Oh, someone has to
Early,
mansplain. You
just
guys are
so.
too afraid.
Be ready.
You guys are too afraid. Someone has to mansplain. All right.
Oh, wow.
All right. I'm going to move on from that. Mr. Rashida, tell us where we can find you.
Man. Oh, the luck of living in Africa. Oh, boy.
Oh my God, the luxury.
luxury.
Oh, shit.
You can find me on Wednesday nights when Bobby gets better on KY Bob Show at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me here, and you can find me Xbox, PlayStation, Twitter, and everything else. Mr. Bushido N7, and that's it.
Cool beans.
Woot woot.
Cool beans. All right. Next, Supernova. Tell us where we can find you, sir.
You can find me at Supernova Gaming on YouTube and on the social media platform forever known as Twitter at Gaming Supernova.
Twitter.
Occasionally on the Roundtable podcast whenever King Thrash does that. And then every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern for Wasted with Wize, as long as Wize enjoys continuing not being monetized.
Yeah, I can do this forever. I can do this all day. Yeah, basically.
Ew, you do a show with King Thrash?
Yeah.
We can forgive him on occasion. So
I don't know about that one.
Wait. Who does the show at King Thrash?
6 Hail Marys.
Super does it. No, I gotta speak out louder. Super does it.
King Thrash is a good guy. I mean, he's a good guy. Okay, on Twitter,
Nah,
he's amped to
I've
death.
argued with him many times on in spaces, and I'm 8-0 against him. But I'm just saying, I just want to rub that into him in case he decides to see this.
I don't take whatever I see on X or on YouTube seriously. I like talking to the individuals behind the screen, and they're all like normal human beings, like cool.
Yeah, I'm never prepared to
He
talk
said
in
he's
those
real,
spaces.
so he said he's real, so I gotta take him for his word. He said he's real.
Yeah, well, I am not that perverted as a Twitter.
What?
I can't be.
Think you said on your show. But,
If my bosses where I teach ever find my Twitter handle, I am SCREWED screwed. I'm sorry to say that.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, you spell that too fast.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Okay, let me.
I'm
spell it out
joking,
for you
Wise.
geriatric bastard.
I'm joking.
Yes.
Slow, okay.
C.
all right, I'm logging out. See you later.
Yeah, you're my favorite geriatric bastard I got. Okay, so there you go. All right.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Uh,
I thought I was your favorite geriatric bastard. Okay.
You're
I'm
my favorite crotchety bastard. He's my
Oh,
favorite
okay.
geriatric
The oldest
bastard.
among us, the wisest.
I am the oldest here, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Not the wisest, definitely the oldest. That's about all he's got. His claim to fame.
I don't think you're the old.
Probably the most
You look
honorary,
it, but
Okay, Asante. The
Wow.
outros are always
Wow.
this long.
Holy
They're always this long.
Oh my god.
I am 57. I am.
yeah,
I am the
you
oldest.
Yeah.
Actually-
goddamn, you got
actually
20
look-
years on me, Paul. Holy
Yeah.
you actually look 12 years older than that. But I'm not one to judge. But
God damn.
Wow.
If he's 12 years old, that means he's 69.
Holy shit.
That's the only 69 he's been ever able to do.
Actually-
That's what I'm gonna say.
Actually, I look damn good for 57. I'll tell you that right now. So
it depends on what country you're in. So yeah, I guess
Well,
and listen, man, just imagine how good you could look.
The slander. Oh my God.
Let me tell you something.
I'm trying
Before
to
you
keep it
say you look
together right
good
now.
for 57, make sure you wipe that mirror that you're looking yourself in. Okay, make sure
Oh,
you dust it
man.
all again.
you guys are just being mean
Lord.
now. Okay, I mean, sorry, but
Jeez.
I'm glad I look. Because I've seen some 57-year-olds that look way older than me. So so I'll take what I got. And I still got a full
like
head
I
of
said, it depends on
hair.
what country you're talking about.
Well, I know black don't crack, but I don't go. I didn't have a choice there.
Wow, that was racist.
All right.
Ain't that supposed to be like a
He's just
compliment?
jealous because once you go black, you
You
don't
can't
go
see
black.
it, but
That's all
Paul's
he's
got
doing.
Confederate
What?
flags on his fucking wheel.
Oh, no. Hey guys, y'all see that? Y'all see that number in the corner? That's how long we've been live. Come on, guys.
Look. Okay, you got the final word, and tell us where you can find you. But you got your final word, and
I'm pretty cracked. I'm cracking as we
cracking.
speak. The fuck? What?
What is
Move forward. Move forward, my black brother. Move forward. It's fine. Go ahead, man.
Once your wife went black, she didn't go back. I just got to say that.
Oh, boy.
I had a whole thing planned out, but I'm just.
Now you're discombobulated. I get you. It's okay. It's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, kind reminder: Cozy Beluga has a book coming out. It's $100 a pop. Make sure you rock up to TSWS Gaming on the 26th. And god damn, just wow.
Creative artist, damn it.
Wow.
I actually managed to shut him up. Wow, that's impressive.
I totally missed what was said. Like I'm focused on speaking English. What do you
You
say?
made him replace his cardboard cutout with a real person. That's amazing. That's amazing. Anyhow,
And he
let
left.
me go ahead and say thank you.
Yeah,
to
man, he
everyone who showed
left.
up in the-
Holy shit.
Let me just say thank you for everyone who showed up in the chat. RPG88, Anoof Nukem, what's his name? Dave Rock, what was that? Mr. Joanna Dark, who else? FUTube, and everybody else. If I didn't mention your name, I really appreciate you showing up. We are trying to grow this as organically as possible, as much as I hate using that word. We will again have a show next weekend, next Friday, as usual at 6 p.m. Eastern. And I've not decided who the guest is going to be. So remember, oh, by the way, my name is the Wise Old Gamer. You can follow me on Twitter, Xbox, PlayStation, Wise Old Gamer with a Z. Do not follow with the guy with the S, because that man's life is more pathetic than mine, because he's mimicking my account of all things. So I don't know what the fuck is his motivation. I mean, he's got.
I'll never understand.
I would never understand that. Like, dude, I don't even have anybody.
Yeah,
Dude,
no,
why are
that
you
is some
commenting me?
pathetic shit.
So anyhow. But yeah, you can follow me on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and X, Twitter, Wise Old Gamer with a Z, and of course catch me every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern with these cocksuckers talking the shit. And doing whatever. So yep. Anyhow, so remember,
how do you know
you
we're
can be
cocksuckers?
anywhere, but you've not been anywhere until you've been wasted with Wise. Guys, have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.
Adios.
Later,
Have a
Tater.
good weekend.
Sayonara. All the above. Yeah.
And hold on, and we